What the hell? What the? Wow, you look beautiful, bro.
Thank you very
You got
much. Thank
this.
you very
You
much.
got the same. You got the same setup.
I just have natural sunlight, though.
Word. But you're in a whole different room. It looks way better.
I'm not in a different room. I moved my setup around. So before this thing behind me used to be in front of me.
I see.
I just turned everything around.
Sunny days. Do you even know that song? You don't know that song?
Nah, nah.
Chat. I need to ask what the hell is wrong with you guys? Because Damo over here is mad about you guys being trolls. Shout out to our GOAT members, Jeremiah's Mr. and IDWC. What is wrong with you guys? Am I lagging, Mars?
No, you're good.
I'm good. What is wrong with you guys? Oh, I almost forgot. Hold up.
I saw Domo was going at it with some guy in the chat, Tedward. I saw he was going at it with some guy in the chat, but I don't know what happens over the course of the show for him to get worked up, I guess. But someone must have been saying something, and now he wants all the smoke, I guess. So, I mean, I'm here for it.
Yeah. I'm here for it too. I mean, the chat is just a bunch of trolls out here. It is what it is. They talk too much. I know it, but I mean, you're just used to it at this point. Like, I'm never going to meet you guys, so don't really matter to me what y'all say. So I don't care.
They might pull up to PC weekend. They might pull up to PC weekend.
If they pull up to PC weekend, they're not going to say what they've been saying on here. So what's the point? Don't really matter.
Yeah, you don't know. You don't know. It might happen. Who knows?
It might happen. We'll see.
Maybe.
I'm fine with that. Because the way y'all be talking on here, bro, it's not okay. A lot of times you guys should get slapped up, but I mean, you just on the camera, so it is what it is. But it don't matter to me. I'm not going to be mad at people being the keyboard warrior because I hate. You know how, Mars, you ever play 2K or like Call of Duty and stuff? But you know how many times where we're supposed to schedule a fight and it would never plan through. So it's like it'll be a no. I was literally scheduling fades, about to pull up to people's houses, fam. And every single time they would never drop the fucking address. And I would get so my bad. I would get so mad, bro. But it is what it is. That's just what people do. So thank God for the gaming community because that really handled my anger issues with a bunch of trolls out there. But it is what it is. Right, real talk, what you know about that?
I don't know what you all are talking about right now. Talking about fighting people? What are we talking about?
So Damo, our good friend Damo, it seems as if he's mad at the chat because of what happened and whatever they talk about. You know how the chat be going crazy and stuff. And he's just mad and he just opened up a Twitter space going on a rant, bro. It's crazy. Crazy world.
Wait, this just happened?
Literally,
I mean, we ended the panel and Domo ended it just saying he's starting up a Twitter space. Everyone who has stuff to say to him in the chat, pull up, one-on-one, talk. And now then I was listening to the live before the what's it called, the Twitter space. I was listening to the Twitter space before we went live. He was just yelling at people, saying that he's worse than Ticket, but he knows how to control himself. But a bunch of stuff.
Oh no, I have Damo on Twitter. Yeah.
It was very interesting to listen to for the 2 minutes I listened to. So
hey, being on Twitter and being on YouTube.
There we go. It's because of this guy. It's because of Tedward.
Tedward
is the guy I saw that Domo was going back and forth with in the chat. Tedward called him like a budget low, and Domo they started going back and forth. So
really?
That's all I know. I don't know if it's actually because of Tedward, but that's why I know.
Brizzy Briz, I don't care if you're scared of me. I actually like when people aren't scared of me because then they're more willing to fight. So by all means, bro, you can pull up to PC Weekend. I'm for it, brother.
Exactly, man. Dubs the rest of them, man. Don't get twisted.
Grove money too, bro. I will put money on that. I will put money on that, bro. Trust me, bro.
No one come expecting to fight me. I'm not. No, I'm not fighting. So if you come expecting to have altercation with me, that ain't happening. But Dub, go ahead, I guess.
Hey, shout out to the new YouTube member, but where's Legend of Losing?
He said it'll be 10
Where
minutes.
is Legend of
I
Losing?
spoke to him. He said it'll be here in 10 minutes. I spoke to him.
Hey, y'all been hard on the guy the last couple of days. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, y'all been coming at low. You know what I'm saying? Now, it may have got it generated from, somebody saying he has the winning bias with the Giannis situation. But it's been a tough week, bro. It's been a tough week for my guy.
Very
Low,
tough week. Very tough week. And it's gonna be a tougher week when he has to face Mars tomorrow in the Basketball Reference trivia. You ready for that, Mars? You been studying?
No, I haven't been studying. I'm confident. I'm confident in my ability to know NBA history. Now, if you start asking me random questions about who scored the 6th point in the NBA Finals in 1974, okay, I'm not gonna know. But like, I know like the history of the MVP awards. I know the history of the Finals MVPs. I know which teams won the championship. I know like stuff like that, and I think I know the history of the NBA fairly well.
So, by the way, just because I'm up here early, I do not have the link, therefore I can't drop the link. I'm up here as a guest. Thank you. I'm not the.
Yeah, he just gets special link privileges.
Special link privileges is hilarious.
There we go.
But Grove money, all means. My family goes to Disney all the time. We actually got a house up there, so by all means, we could schedule this, bro. I promise you, you do not.
Damn, a 10-year-old's gonna stomp you out. That's tough.
I got
fight in Disney World.
Oh yeah, you know what's so funny, bro?
Mickey Mouse was there watching.
No, it's so funny. My dad almost got in a fight in Disney World. It was so stupid, bro. For supposedly cutting lines or something, bro. It was like my dad was like, you got Disney gangsters out there, bro. Where they think they something, but they really not. That's just hilarious. But to each his own. I'm about to send a link to KB. Mars.
Oh, not KB. Oh,
I'm gonna ask you something. I'm gonna ask you something, Mars. Yeah. Who do you think is a better fit? KP or Karl Anthony Towns?
KP.
On the Golden State Warriors?
Well, yeah, I assume that's what you're talking about. Yes.
KP. Yeah.
You think it's Cat?
Son, do you know how that offense is going to look like with Karl Anthony Towns out there, bro?
You know how that defense is going to look like with Karl Anthony Towns out there?
It's not going to be that bad. The issue is, I think what everyone's having is the recency bias.
Karl Anthony Towns, Damo. I mean, not Dom. I just keep saying Dom on the chat. Dub.
Now listen, the Mars, correct me if I'm wrong. What was the Timberwolves defense before Rudy Gobert got there? Like, what were they ranked?
I think they were top 10 last year. I think, like, not Rudy Gobert yet. The year before that, I think they were top 10.
The year before that. Okay. The thing is like I don't think Karl Anthony Towns is this much of a liability on defense to make that the Golden State Warriors defense not be what it is, right? With Draymond Green and Wiggins there, I think that's suitable to hide Karl Anthony Towns, and then he's just going to be on the playing drop coverage and really be in the paint and being more of a roamer and rim protector, right? Similar to what he was doing on the Timberwolves. So in my head, the defense isn't going to take that much of a hit with Cat as long as Draymond and Wiggins is there, and then the offense takes a tremendous step up. Because you got Cat playing alongside Stephen Curry, Clay, and Dre, bro. Like, that offense will be crazy.
You can have KP alongside Steph, Clay, and Dre.
KP is not the offensive player that Cat is.
I'm not saying he is. I'm saying he's 7'3", can stretch the defense, can play in the post, face-up game. He's not going to demand the ball. He doesn't really take touches away from anyone. I mean, plus extra rim protection. Some good rebounding.
Actual defense?
He's
actual defense.
He's a better defender, but Cat's a better rebounder. Clearly a better rebounder.
I said good rebounding. I never said better.
So Cat's a better rebounder. He's better at facing up. He's better 3-point shooter. He's a better mid-range shooter. Him playing all ball next to Steph and Dre and them boys, I think it's a match made in heaven. I think that pick and roll action between Steph and them boys will be way better than KP and them, 100%.
You
Then
want
they
to Steph Cat pick and roll? Where's Draymond Green?
Draymond Green. Well, Draymond Green, they would be having him in the corner at times anyway. It's not like it's gonna be like that all the time, but you'll have scenarios where Steph and Cat can run it, and then
I think KP fits better. I mean,
How? I don't get how. Am I
Because
the only one up here?
yeah,
Am I the only one up here that thinks this?
Well, the
Yeah,
panel,
I'm
the panel
not thinking
tended to agree
Cat's
with
the
you.
answer. I'm
But
not thinking.
I think you're just I think you're just higher on the ultimate defense upside of Cat on the Golden State Warriors. You don't think it's going to be as bad. I think it's going to be, especially in a playoff setting when teams mismatch hunt. Steph and Cat both being on the floor at the same time. I mean, yeah, I'm not happy with that. Plus, Klay Thompson's not the defender he used to be. I'm not happy with that. But that's me personally.
Yeah. Wouldn't he be hid like theoretically what you trying to piece together with a defense with Ant McDaniels and Gobert at the rim, and he wasn't able to be like hidden then?
He is
No, because he couldn't
hiding him now.
He couldn't be hidden because Rudy Gobert is the guy playing down low while Cat had to be outside more. So of course that's not Cat's game at all. Rudy Gobert, Cat's not supposed to be out on the perimeter at all. That's not what you do with him. So you can't hide a guy where he's not supposed to be there because he's not mobile enough. So of course he's going to be even more of a terrible defender in which he was. It's going to be more of a pedestal because of that. It's just a terrible foot for him. You can't hide Cat and Rudy together. You just can't do it. You can't.
Yeah, I was wrong about that working out. Yeah,
Oh,
I realized after like 5 games. I was like, okay, yeah,
it was terrible. I told everyone before that.
Yeah, you were right. You were right, and I realized quick that wasn't going to work.
So bad. It's a
Where does he
terrible
slot defensively with the Warriors? What is he doing?
The greatest thing for a big like Cat, what you have to do, pair him up with a guy like Draymond, pair him up with a guy like Bam, so that way he don't have to be on the perimeter like that. You can hide him on down low, similar to what the Nuggets are doing with Jokic, right? So you have a guy like Draymond and Andrew Wiggins to be able to maintain the defense on the perimeter, be versatile, and all he has to really worry about is shot blocks at times and let those guys do their job. Hey, that's not bad because that's what he was doing on the Timberwolves 2 years ago. And guess what happened? The defense was a top 10 defense, right?
The Timberwolves had a much more mobile defense than what Golden State.
Yeah, I don't.
100%. All I'm saying is I don't see Cat hindering that defense so much to the point where it's going to be like a liability out there.
I think people are just.
And I do think the offense is what they need, especially in the postseason. The Warriors' offense was not great. Very inconsistent, relied too much on like contested jump shots, and they were just leaving guys open.
Cat's not exactly an interior presence.
Yeah, but the thing is, having a guy out there with Cat next to Stephen Curry, bro, that changes things up. And they're not going to just shrink the floor the way that they were shrinking the floor on Stephen Curry.
No, they don't shrink with KP out there either. They don't shrink the floor with KP out there either.
KP's more of an offensive player. I'm not going to lie. What I've seen over the Dallas, I'm not gonna lie, bro. KP's not moving.
Oh, so you're still harping on Dallas.
I'm still harping on it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still harping on it, fam. And it's fresh in my mind, bro.
So let's talk about what you've seen from Cat in the playoffs.
The thing is now Cat's next to Curry.
Cat's just not that guy.
Now KP's next to Curry. What are we talking about?
KP had Luka in them next to him, bro.
Cat had.
Say it.
Come on. Don't Andrew Wiggins, Jimmy.
No, I still like KP better because I think defensively he just more sound than Cat.
I'm not gonna make a comment on.
But that's the thing. The Warriors don't need. I don't think they need defense. They
need
we
offense.
Do. No, I'm telling y'all defense is good. Y'all just inconsistent as hell.
Draymond is too. No offense, old. Like the responsibilities he has defensively, along with Loon. Like Loon's a cool backup 5 if we're going small, but like he defensively, like his mobility is straight, but like rim protection isn't crazy. Like obviously he's a little bit undersized. KP is sized. You can play drop, and he can still show at the level. He can recover. He can deny shots.
What do you need more of, defense or offense?
Rebounder, and so is he. So
I think you are overstating. Cat is a substantially better offensive player than Porzingis. So don't misconstrue what I'm about to say. I think you're overstating the level Cat will elevate that Golden State offense versus what Kristaps Porzingis would. Now, on their own team, I think Cat is a clearly better offensive player, but for Golden State, I don't think Cat elevates that offense to a level that is so much exceeding what KP brings to that team on both sides that it would make sense for Cat to be acquired. Not to mention, Cat makes more money. The trade is probably going to be more difficult to make. So the logistics would favor KP anyway, but just on the court, I think KP provides.
I value his defense, and offensively, like Mar said, Cat is the better offensive player, but the perimeter shooting is not really something that we need. We need like an interior presence, Loki.
No, y'all don't.
Yeah,
Stop saying that. No, y'all don't. Y'all offense was terrible. Was terrible this
postseason. At home, our offense was actually really good.
No,
on the road, it was really bad.
Watching y'all offense,
same with the defense.
Yeah, exactly.
Tyson said you want to be Aisha Curry, KP.
That's crazy. Tyson, and I need you to pull up.
Can you not dropping the link where, like, if someone mentions you in the comments, you just read it out loud? I see it too. I just won't say anything.
Let's not do this. Let's not fight up here, fellas. Let's not fight up here, please. Not today. Not today.
I just don't understand why he keeps reading comments out loud, but it's cool.
It's cool. But my whole thing is, I think
it's cool when you do it. It's a problem.
You know what? I'm just dropping the link.
My bad, man. Go ahead.
Y'all over here fighting like brothers up here. Tyson, I do need you to pull up. And Mars, where I do disagree with you, I do think his offense is going to be able to elevate those guys because he could be another like ball handler 2 for him. Nothing too crazy, but he could pass. The gravity that he could bring, I do think he's a monster down low when he chooses to be, and he's gonna have space to operate because of Stephen Curry and Klay, the way that they shoot the ball, which is going to cause mismatches. Right? I'm not gonna lie, bro. I think that offense would be tremendous.
Did you say he's dominant down low when he chooses to be?
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, when he chooses.
Have you seen Cat try to post up somebody?
No, come on, Dub. You don't.
I didn't agree with that. That's what
there be at times. This is my issue with Cat. There's times where I see him, I'm like, bro, you could really be torching these guys, bro. Then there's a lot of times where I'm like, Cat, like, what the hell is wrong with you?
You know
bro?
what? I feel you on that.
So up and down, bro.
That game against the Lakers, that nigga looked like a different
player. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. In that play-in game, bro, Cat was open, but then I saw him the rest of the way, and then it's like, oh yeah, it's Cat again. Like he'll have some games like that for sure. Like where he looked like, hey. If Cat just do, he might, but no, it's not gonna happen.
I'm just saying, playing next to Curry and Klay to create more space for you. I'm not gonna lie, bro. That matters, fam. That matters for him.
Duh, he probably can't post you up. I'm being like that. I'm not even like joking.
Yeah, that's nasty, bro. But let's get these boys up here, man.
What's good? What's good?
Chilling, bro. Chilling. How y'all doing?
All good, all good. KB, I'm just messing with you, bro. I'm just talking shit, bro. KB, you solid with me, bro.
Oh, no, you straight, bro. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
You want to come up here and switch sides, Tyson? That's what you do?
I got to talk a little mess in the chat because KB be on Steph real tough. He the best player, this, that, in the third. So I'm giving him a little. No. Every time we bring up the Curry debate, you always cooking for Curry.
Oh yeah. That's my favorite player.
Yeah, for sure. That's why I said that.
Aisha.
Hey, fellas, does anyone up here, before we move on, but does anyone up here want to talk about the Cat versus KP thing?
Actually, yeah, word.
Do you know who they have to give up? Who they're trying to trade? The Warriors are trying to trade for each player?
They should give up Jordan Poole.
Was this
Poole, Moody, and Kuminga. Poole, Moody, and Kuminga. That's actually
all 3?
Yeah. That's what we'll call for. Because
I ain't giving up all 3 for either.
Here's the funny thing, Mars. They already started showing like proposed drafts, and there's even a proposed draft for Bradley Beal where it's gonna be Moody, Kuminga, and Poole for Bradley Beal. So you could imagine what else? Yeah.
Where did you see that report?
That was on it was on Bobby Marks on ESPN.
So you think the Warriors, who are extremely over the cap, are going to take another player?
No, I don't think so. No. I don't think so. I'm just saying if these are proposed, if these are the talks for Bradley Beal, so you could imagine what Cat. I mean, they're
Bradley Beal's better than them.
You know
who ruined trade talks? Rudy Gobert, man. Ever since that Minnesota signing,
that trade was a robbery. But to be fair, there's more dynamics, of course, like offensively that you get with Cat versus KP. However, KP would fit a little bit more seamlessly with Golden State on both sides of the floor.
Yeah,
but I can see the potential. I see what you mean, Dub. As far as the potential with Cat is probably a little bit more explosive with offense.
KP. That's what it is.
Listen, it's more explosive with Cat, but
I didn't
Cat
say he
is
was
not
a monster
consistent.
down
You
low.
can't say,
I think that
you
was.
can't say that Cat is consistent like all the time, and he has the battery to play with these guys. These guys are supercharged.
The thing
Cat
is
better
playing next to Stephen Curry, Clay,
It doesn't always translate. What
you talking about? It's different. It's different than playing next to Ant Edwards and Patrick Beverly, Andrew
100%.
Wiggins, and Jimmy. But it's a different feel. So it's easier for him to go off against those guys, and not that much defense attention is on him.
But I don't think you need that per se with the Golden State. You need Cat is the better player. I agree. Cat is the better player, but I think KP for what that system needs is a better player.
Right.
I don't, and that's where I disagree. I don't think they need this rim protection. I don't think they need this rim protection at all. I think they glaringly need more offense. They need guys who can add some more rim pressure. They need guys who could create some of their shots to be consistent scores. That's
you don't understand the value of a Looney.
What do you mean understand the value?
I mean, you don't appreciate the value of a Looney for that team.
I can understand. I can understand and appreciate it. I think what they need more of, what they need, is a guy to be consistent buckets for them more than that. That's what I'm saying.
And I don't think they need Kemp. I think they need somebody who's gonna make some offensive plays, knock down an open shot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Take advantage of the gravity of a Stephen Curry and can hit an open shot. I don't need necessarily a shot creator, as much as you valuing a shot creator for that team.
But here's the thing: even with shot, if you need somebody to hit open shots, Karl-Anthony Towns is a better shooter than Kristaps Porzingis.
Right, but then you add what they bring to the defense.
Based on the last season they just played.
But then you bring in, but
I'm
then you
looking
bring
at
in
the
the
numbers.
defense
I got the
too.
numbers here.
Last season,
Karl-Anthony Towns. Kristaps shot a better percentage from three, but if you look at their career overall, plus if you factor in the health, to me, I'm going with Cat over Kristaps. I feel like Kristaps, because the thing is,
injury, like a crazy injury.
but Kristaps' whole career. Kristaps' whole career, he's been in and out of the lineup his whole career. So if you're talking about a team that's going to play 100 games, because you're talking about an 82-game regular season plus 20 games or so if you're trying to make it to the finals. I feel like Karl-Anthony Towns to me is the obvious answer over Porzingis. I mean, he gives you to me better shooting, and then he can give you some of that creation on offense on his own as well. So I feel like Kristaps kind of just stands out there and just shoots, and Towns can do that too, but just at a higher clip, in my opinion.
No,
but when their system, do they need a whole bunch of creation? Is my issue.
A little bit more.
They actually do need more offensive players. There was consistent times, even against the Sacramento Kings series, bro. They were just leaving people open, completely negating them as offensive players, and just shrinking the floor on Stephen Curry because of that. And if Stephen Curry had some more space to operate, which Karl-Anthony Towns can and will provide. Bro,
Kristaps provides that too.
He provides the same. He provides
not
the same.
to the level of Cat.
I got the numbers up right here too.
Spacing, though, like you guys are saying, like no spacing. Like they're gonna sit on KP and say that, oh, we're gonna dare KP to shoot. Eventually,
y'all
KP
let the brother give the numbers.
Let me take all the numbers.
Right. Real quick.
I got the numbers pulled up here. Check
Real
this out,
quick.
guys.
The numbers.
Oh, go ahead.
The numbers.
So Karl-Anthony Towns for his career is 39.5% from the 3-point line. And he's had 4 seasons where he shot above 40% from three, whereas Kristaps is 36%.
What's the attempts?
Okay, for his career, he's at 4.2 attempts for Karl-Anthony Towns versus 5.1 for Kristaps. But the percentage point is like 3 points higher.
Yeah,
for the one that shoots less.
So Kristaps shoots 1 more 3 a game, but he shoots it like 4 percentage points lower, basically.
That's not moving that much.
That's a big difference, guys. 39% versus 36.
I'm not gonna lie. The thing
one
is,
shot, more shot attempt.
How bad defensively this nigga Cat is.
Right.
You seen him on a team where McDaniels, Nas Reed, Rudy Gobert, And you've seen him this season, in the beginning of the season, he looks so bad.
That was because of the role.
But check this out, though.
That's because of the role, though. Like, it's a different role. What do you mean, no? That's a different
He's been
role.
egregiously like that.
Dub, I'm trying to tell you, they put him in different roles. They even in the Nugget series, they made him a post-up player. Then they try to make him a roamer. They try to put him in a bunch of different scenarios.
He's going up against Jokic. What the fuck you want him to do?
Saying, I'm giving you.
But that's what they have to go against.
Yeah, dog. What are you talking about? That's what they have to go against.
Hey, yo, Chris has to get cooked by Jokic too. Chris has to get cooked by Jokic too.
No, that's fair. That's facts. That's facts.
So here's the thing, guys.
He's definitely a better weak side defender than Cat. I mean, KP
here's
is a
the
better
thing.
weak side defender than Cat. That's a fact.
But here's the thing. We've seen
That's
Golden
a fact.
State Warriors have individuals like a Steph Curry, especially earlier on in the dynasty, not be a great individual defender. But yeah, and Mars Dub, y'all notice they still had like the #1 ranked defense. So I would like to see him, even a bad defender like Carl Anthony Towns in Golden State.
But the issue is back then it was Steph Curry with Bogut, good defender, Draymond,
I'm about to say.
Iguodala, Harrison Barnes, good defender. Now it's going to be Cat, bad defender, with Steph bad defender, with Clay bad defender.
Yeah.
You can only hide so many players, bro.
What are you gonna do? What do you expect Draymond to do with that? Like, what do you? He's supposed to.
Draymond needs a backline defender who can deny a shot.
Right. Hold on.
Kevon Looney's great, but
They don't need that shit if they could guard up. Like, stop saying that, bro.
Who's gonna guard up? Who's gonna guard up,
bro? Hold on, wait.
Who's guarding up? Clay is not the same defender he was.
Why did they lose? Why did they lose against the Lakers?
They couldn't have shots.
Was it because of the defense or the offense?
I would say more the offense.
I think more so our defense. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
What the hell are you talking
about? I think offense. I think
offense. It was both. It was a little of both, but I'd say offense.
Bro, we had an anomaly of a bad.
KB said that they missed a lot of open shots, Dub. That's what he said.
Like, come on, what are we talking about?
They generated good looks. They just didn't hit them.
Steph shot 24% on open threes, bro. I can't look at that series and be like, oh, like
that's not a barometer of Steph. That's not a barometer.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I just can't.
That's
like, even
fine,
though
it is though, because he just did
if you had a cat there, next to him to be able to be another
Cat shot 25% from 3 in the postseason.
Facts.
Oh no, bro. But it's a difference from having Ian Edwards next to you and Stephen Clay.
That's true. That's true
too.
And you know, it is what it is. Like,
he's gonna get better shots. He's gonna get better shots, but so is Porzingis, and provide better D.
I've seen this man Porzingis. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I've seen this man Porzingis play next to Luka Doncic and literally wet
different play style, Dub. Don't be facetious. You're wild.
Totally different play style.
No. Stop. The same way y'all talking about. Open at 3.
This is nasty, Dub.
Standing at the 3-point line. That's the same motherfucker that couldn't do that shit on the Dallas Mavericks. The same looks that y'all telling he's gonna get on the Warriors to be. Those are the same looks he wasn't cashing in on.
No, that's not the case. No, that's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie.
That's a fact.
Because there's 2 different play styles. We compare that. Luka doesn't even get the ball.
No, you told me. You need KP to just stand out there to hit shots and everything. You need him to do this. Okay. Let's do it then. The time when they asked him to do it, what did he do?
In 2020, before he got hurt, he was shooting 53% from 3.
In 20, wait, in the postseason?
Yeah.
And what about the other time?
What about the other time?
Okay, we're not negating that. We can't negate.
That was also a 3-game sample size, Mars. I'm right here on Basketball Reference.
I said before he got hurt.
That was for 3 games, Mars.
Yeah, before he got hurt. I said before he got hurt. That's what I said.
That's a terrible straw point to
You acting like I purposely ignored. No, I said before he got hurt. I made it clear.
Yeah, but you should have said it was 3 games, Mars. You should have said it was 3 games.
Everyone knows he only played 3 games. Everyone knows that.
You gotta throw that in there.
Omitted information. I said
little bit.
Okay.
Hey, listen here.
Do the same exact thing. You're literally asking him to do the same exact thing right now. That's all y'all told me. Oh,
hey, here's another thing too. Speaking of defense,
he would touch the ball significantly.
That's what they're saying, bro.
He would touch the ball significantly a lot more on the Warriors than he did on
Dub
the
is saying
Mavericks.
we've seen Kristaps come up short before. That's what Dub is saying. We're saying that.
Come up short.
Okay, we're talking about 2 men. Give me Cat.
Cat's a riser?
But it's a difference when Cat's not playing.
Wouldn't
with
it be a
Luka
difference when he's
fucking
playing
Doncic,
with KP?
fam?
Facts.
There's a difference when Cat's playing
That's
with
true.
Kyrie and Wiggins and then Edwards and Pat Bev.
Dub,
fam.
let me ask you a question.
Steph and Luka are the same type of player. That's what we're
Dub, let
saying
me ask
right
you a
now. That's what
question.
you're comparing?
Dub,
They're the
let me
same
ask-
type of player? Steph and
No.
Luka are the same type of player?
In terms of creation for their team,
In terms of
No,
play
they're
style.
not.
This is why you're confusing me. When we spoke about could LeBron James do what Jimmy Butler did for Miami,
Exactly.
you said no because LeBron James dominates the ball, and even though these guys are going to get open looks, their rhythm is going to be
Facts.
different. They don't get the
Thank
opportunity
you.
to create
Yep.
for themselves. But now with Luka Doncic, you're saying, oh, he's going to get the same shots with
Why?
Steph as with Luka.
You know why?
Facts.
You know why? You know why I brought that up? And you know why I brought that up? Because these guys up here were saying, "Oh, that's all that KP needs to do." That's what y'all have said, not you, Mars.
But
everyone
still, the
under-
looks are going to
And
be
I'm saying-
different. Even if he's just catching shooting, it's still a different rhythm. You
But
get
here's
that,
the
right?
thing, though.
That's why
Cat
I
is
said
better at
what
that.
Chuck
Cat is
said.
better at
A
that.
lot more on the Warriors.
Mars, thank you for saying that because everything that you're talking about, him being in rhythm as well, Karl Anthony Towns will be able to cash in on those looks better than KP
No,
has.
I think everyone agrees Cat is a
Yeah, we
better
agree,
offensive
yeah.
player than.
We agree with that.
Better shooter, too. A better shooter, guys.
So
Yeah,
Mars,
I think everyone
Mars,
agrees with that. I think everyone agrees with that.
Mars, what
Yeah,
y'all-
Everybody
what
agrees.
You guys are arguing are two different points. What I'm saying is Karl Anthony Towns being able to cash in on that is going to be more vital for that Golden State Warriors unit because, in my opinion, what led to their downfall throughout the postseason wasn't their defense, wasn't that they were getting taken advantage of defensively. It's Stephen Curry. I'm not gonna lie, Lonnie Walker was hitting some crazy shots on him. But I'm not gonna lie, Steph was playing good D. He was just shooting over the guy. You feel me? So I think what they need more of is that Karl Anthony Towns caliber
He was
offensive
getting
player
cooked.
to
And listen,
change
and
change the momentum of those series. Go ahead, Avery.
And speaking of defense, too, guys, Karl Anthony Towns is a better rebounder than Porzingis as well. So I feel like even though he may not be the rim protector because Kristaps is so tall, he can definitely protect the rim better. But as far as rebounding and the possessions, Cat can do that better.
They might have the best
but you got Looney.
rebounder
You still got Looney.
already, though.
I have a question.
They already have the best
How
rebounder.
is he?
Right.
That's true.
You got
How
Looney
is, he,
Tunes.
how is he supposed to rebound when he's getting pulled out of the lane when he's getting matchup hunted?
Yeah.
You're talking about if he's guarding a stretch big, basically?
No.
When he's
Let's say,
when
for
he's getting
example,
hunted on the
De'Aaron Fox
finger.
pulls him out.
When
right?
Jamal Murray or De'Aaron Fox are hunting this nigga on a
KP
pick
would
and
get
roll.
hunted too.
I'm about to say,
KP
KP can't move his feet great.
He can
He can't
recover
move his
better,
feet
though.
great.
He
Cut it
can
out.
recover way better.
gonna-
Cut
Cat.
it out.
He can,
KP was
dog,
gonna
you know he
recover
can
better,
recover
though.
better.
Who's
You
gonna
know
recover
that.
better?
You know that.
If you're talking about Karl Anthony Towns getting hunted, KP would get hunted too. To the point.
But
doesn't
who's
matter.
recovering better though?
He's disgusting.
It doesn't. If they're both getting cooked, what the fuck does it matter for?
It
That's
doesn't
when they're
matter.
both making threes. Why does it matter which one makes more?
No.
Because Cat is way better at it. On
He's
Not way better. Not way better.
At recovering.
He's
Not even the
4% better on.
Bro,
Not even
y'all
the
dragging the
less
shooting.
attempts.
Y'all
Whoa,
dragging
whoa,
the
whoa,
shooting,
whoa,
bro.
whoa, whoa.
Yo,
Not
Dub.
even just the threes, but as an offensive player in his whole totality.
Dub,
That's why.
that's-
It's not just threes.
Dub,
And as a
that's-
defensive player in the whole totality.
No.
Yes.
KP, you gonna tell me with a straight face that they're not gonna be head hunting KP and be cashing in on those? bro?
That's not what we said. You gotta listen, bro. I'm saying.
No, I listened to what you said. You're not hearing what I'm saying. I'm saying your point don't matter because KP's gonna be getting cooked, so it doesn't matter if they're both getting
Dub is
cooked.
turning to
Yo,
That's the issue.
No, but that
forming into
you're
Tippett
not,
as we
you're not
speak.
letting me finish though, Dub. I'm saying that they're both going to be getting hunted, but one's going to do a better job at recovering and helping better than the other, which is
Cool.
actually important.
Stay there. Stay there. If he still does a better job, I don't care because if a guy's a 1 defensively and then that one turns into a 3 or a 4, guess what? This shit's still ass. So I don't care. If he's gonna be getting headhunted and be getting cooked on the perimeter.
That
Same
boy
way Cat.
Dub
Come
is
Hey, listen. Here's
the circles.
Dub, you're losing
here's a
everyone.
compromise,
Dub,
guys.
You're losing
All
everyone.
right, man.
Here's a compromise.
You're
Here's a
losing
compromise.
everybody, Dub. No.
Hey, check it out, though, guys. No, he's not
I
losing
don't know.
everybody. Here's a compromise, though. I think we can all agree. We can all agree if they got either one of these players, their team will probably be better. Can we all agree on that? Like if they trade it,
I'll be so
okay.
real. I actually
There's
don't
a
know if
compromise.
who looks better at Cat. I mean,
they're better. They're better if they get either one of these guys. That
I don't
adds
know.
another dimension.
I don't know.
Whoa. Wait,
Oh, you said
my
you don't
bad.
think they're better if
My
they get
bad,
Cat
Avery.
for like Poole?
My bad, Avery. My bad.
I
Avery.
think that
Wait,
look
wait,
defense. I
hold
think
on.
offensively.
Hold on. Wait.
Dub's
My
low.
bad.
Defensively,
No.
it's just
Y'all
like
getting
that
me tight right now. Y'all getting me.
Dub
real
turned
tight.
it
Go ahead.
What I'm saying is, I don't understand. what's so
Dub
hard
real
to understand.
passionate about this
No.
cat.
Yeah, I'm
Bro,
so over
man.
this Cat thing. He got the jersey bias. Jersey
What I'm
bias.
saying is, even though Cat, right, on terms of being headhunted and being a perimeter defender, I'm saying if Cat's a 1, right, and KP is an upgrade. He's better than him, but
Yes.
still like a 3 or a 4. He's still going to be a liability out there. So that point doesn't matter to me. Where even though he can do a better job than him, if the shit still ass, why would I use that as a point like that?
The same applies
But
to
the
the
thing is,
shooting.
though, KP's not a
Because
3.
that's what I was about to say. The same applies to his shooting.
It's not just the shooting though, Mars. 3-point shooting, sure, but the post scoring, the post.
KP's
mid-range-
better in the
KP can
post
do
than
that
Cat.
too. He can do
Nah,
those
Cat-
things.
KP
too.
is a
Cat's a
better
better
post player than Cat.
Cat's a better offensive player.
I would say
agree.
that too.
But you
Yeah,
said
I agree.
KP is a better
Yes.
post player than Cat.
Who do you think causes more gravity, Cat or KP?
Cat.
Cat,
my
we
point.
all agree, but they already got
don't need
gravity.
that
That's
for
what you're not
gravity. They don't need
You
understanding.
can't have too much gravity. You can't have too much.
That's the point. That's the point.
No, that's a bad point, Dub.
More gravity. What are you talking about? More gravity.
Dub,
helps
how much
everybody.
is
Absolutely.
Cat making?
Hold on.
How
hold on,
much
hold on,
is
wait,
Cat
wait.
about to be making?
We're just comparing.
That's a
him to
good
KP.
point too.
So we're talking about offensive player, and Cat being there is going to draw more attention on himself to create not only looks for other guys, but Stephen Curry as well. They could feed off of each other. That's something that KP can't replicate. I don't understand what's so hard to
I have a
understand.
quick
Let me ask you a question, Dub. Let me ask you a question.
Hey,
So when
yeah.
Cat posts
How
this
much
up,
is how
you
much is
think
Cat making?
Hold on. Let me ask
I'm gonna
Dub
look it
this.
up for you, man. Let me try to look it up.
When Cat, let's say they throw the ball into Cat in the post, you think with those shooters around, they're gonna double Cat?
Right.
Huh?
Which means
With
that Cat.
offense?
That's
I'm
fine. That
asking.
means
I'm
that means
asking.
Cat. No. That's great. Sure. That means that Cat is going
Can go to
have
work.
more one-on-one opportunities, so he could dominate his matchup better than KP. 100%.
And you think
I don't know
Cat's
what
gonna
I don't know
dominate his
what
matchup? Oh yeah,
Huh?
right, okay.
He's not dominating
He's not gonna
nobody
dominate his
like on the
matchups.
block.
To a better
He's not
point than
gonna dominate his
Porzingis
matchups on the
will.
block.
You know what's crazy? Cat.
You would do better
KP's
than Porzingis. That's
Yeah.
the point.
KP's
Way
a better
better.
mid-range shooter, and I'm pretty sure he gets to like the rim more, which is
He
like what
slashes.
we
He's
need.
a way better slasher
Like,
than
yeah,
Cat.
if you watch the
Cat
Warriors,
is Julius Randle with a better jump shot.
No. I'm not saying KP slasher. I'm
Huh?
saying he's a better.
Deadass.
I think he's a better.
Deadass.
roller
Cat
than
is a better. Yes, he's a better Julius Randle with a jump
What?
shot. Yes.
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, nah.
Yes.
No,
I
I'm not
don't
gonna say
agree.
that.
Go watch.
I'm not
Go
saying
over
That's
way
a
and
good
watch
question.
Cat plays. Go watch Cat play. It's a
It's
lot
not
of
Cat or KP.
There's a
or
lot of
Porzingis.
there's a lot of weird, awkward drives and unsettled, and he takes a lot of jump shots.
Oh, you're talking about
swear to
Cat.
God,
I was
swear to
like,
God.
Hey,
What
I got the
you talking
contract stuff
about?
too, guys. I got the
I swear
contract
to
stuff.
God,
Y'all want to?
this
Yeah,
was 2
how
years
much
ago.
Cat making?
I swear
All
to
right.
God,
So
if
here's
this
the
was
thing.
2 years ago, bro, y'all would not be fucking talking like this. I swear. Y'all letting this
Really?
recency bias of this bad fit on the Timberwolves affect y'all opinion 100%. Go ahead, Avery.
All right, here's the cap hit. So basically, next year, Porzingis is making 36 million. Cap is making 36 million. Cat is making 36 million as well. So the salaries are equivalent. However, the year after that, Porzingis becomes a free agent, where then there's still 3 years in a player option afterwards left for Cat. So basically, Porzingis, you only have him for
And
1
what
year.
what is Cat making those years?
Now,
for?
okay, it goes up
50
now.
mil.
So 2024-25 is 50 million, then 54, and then 26-27
I'm good.
is
I'm
58
all the
million.
way
Thank
good.
you. No, thank
No,
you.
Yeah, I'm all the way
Thank
good
you.
on that.
Bro, his last
I'm
year.
all the way good on paying
Yo,
Cat
listen,
$50 million. I'm good on that, Dub.
The
They
niggas
can't
last
do
year,
it.
the
They
niggas
can't do
making
it.
60
Dub,
million
it's a
dollars.
shame you just lost the debate based on contracts. It's a
Oh, no.
shame.
I don't care about the contracts. I knew it was going to be a hassle anyway.
Dang,
I
that's
just
kind of crazy. It's a lot.
I just can't believe, I really can't believe that y'all genuinely think that KP would just be a better fit. I don't care about the contracts. I don't. It
I
is what
think
it is.
it
I
will
just
be.
don't
But
see.
we're including the
Y'all mind
defense.
It will be.
Yo,
Dub,
Dub.
we're
The
including the
defense
defense.
is not enough of a bar to
It
Yeah,
is.
That's
to
not what-
you.
Yeah, that's what
Yo.
you value. You don't value KP's
Dub, I have a
defense.
question
That's the thing
about
about it. You
the.
don't
I have a
value
question. I have a question about the offense. Do you think Steph Curry and Klay Thompson missing open shots is an indicator of a bad offense, or they're just missing?
Klay
That's
Thompson,
not-
Klay
that's not-
Thompson,
that's
I
what-
mean, you have
that's
to-
not
it.
why-
He was taking some wicked shots.
That's not
Chill
why.
out, Marsh, chill out, bro.
That's not why I classified them as their offense struggling like that.
Why?
They
I
couldn't
said-
get to the rim.
I said yes.
That's
they
it too.
They couldn't
That
get
is
to
true.
the
That
rim,
is
and
true.
I said even there was a lot of moments on the floor, more moments that I've seen in the past for the Golden State Warriors, where people were just leaving guys stinking wide open, shrinking the floor on Stephen Curry, putting him in decision-making opportunities when he would drive to the paint, where where am I going to pass out now? But none of these guys are shooters. That's why I don't think that offense was great. It has nothing to do with them missing shots like that.
Right. And we think KP alleviates some of that problem as well as provides better defense.
And I agree. And I agree that he alleviates some of it. I think that Cat negates that for them, where that's not going to be happening because of who he is as a player. So that offense is just going to be phenomenal together.
But you don't think that Cat's going to be more perimeter oriented with the Warriors, even more?
Well, on offense or defense?
On offense.
I think Cat. I think Cat will be fine.
And you think Cat is going to have the same amount of touches and the ball, the usage rate that he had in
I don't need him. I don't need him to have.
I'm just asking.
I just need him to be a threat on the floor where teams have to respect.
That's my point. So why wouldn't you have a threat on the floor with KP plus better defense?
Because KP's not that great of a threat, in my opinion. That's where we. That's where we.
This is all coming back to you just
hating. You just need him to be a threat. You don't need to be an elite level threat. That's what I think.
Yeah, you don't need an elite level threat. That's the thing.
I think y'all do. I do think y'all do. I'm not.
So Dub, you're saying it from the aspect of the 3-level scoring, like you think that trumps what KP brings on the 2-way level, like the 3-level opportunities that Cat can provide in different schemes in the offense, like getting ball in the low post, mid post action, things like that. The versatility in his offense, you think that negates the 2-way contribution that KP can provide, along with the similar versatility but to a lower level? Is that what you're saying? Like you're right. Go ahead.
Yes.
Okay, we disagree with that.
I don't think KP's offensive capabilities is on this level to be that much of a game changer. I think his shot blocking is good for sure, but him on the perimeter, I'm not going to be like he's this crazy perimeter defender. Maybe for a big, but that's about it. So
we saw Mo Spates look good in this system, bro. We saw Mo Spates look good in this system.
Don't disrespect Mo Spates. What the hell's wrong with you?
I'm just saying. Porzingis is better.
Before right. No, Mo Spates was cool. Like he was cool,
but coming off the bench, bro.
I'm just saying. What we saw value in the system, and Porzingis is better.
I'm not saying KP's not going to be good. I'm comparing him to Cat. The hell?
But that's where. Yeah, okay. All right. I don't think that's what I'm saying. We don't. They don't need that level of playmaking and shot creation.
But here's the thing, guys.
I'm curious. How
good do you think Cat is?
Big man.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though, guys. Here's the thing. Even if you don't think he'll get the same opportunities in like the mid range and up in the post, he's still better at just the catch and shoot. If he only stands out and catch and shoot, he's better.
I need to see where you have Cat. What tier you have Cat in?
What do you mean? You said top six.
Yeah, what tier do you have Cat in?
Let me
and where you have KP? Let's go see what tier you have him in.
I mean, he's above him. Cat's better than Kristaps. Obviously.
We all agree with that. We all agree with that.
I just want to see the tier of how Dub, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's placed.
Okay.
I'm going to say this last part because this conversation is really like, it's just, you can pick and choose which one you prefer. I don't think
you value more,
KP, to me, just a better fit. I think Cat's the better player because his offense is better, right?
Yes.
Defensively, I value what he brings. The shot blocking, the rim deterrence, the pick and roll play, him showing at the level on the screen and roll, recovering better, those things. It would just pair better with Draymond. And on top of that, give Draymond someone who can do that defensively while offensively not being a non-spacer on the floor. He's someone who can roll better, catch the ball better, finish better at the rim, and actually get to the rim better than Cat. Cat is one of those bigs who does not get to his rim frequency is really, really bad when it comes to a big. He's really perimeter.
It's not effective. He's not super effective.
When he gets stonewalled by guards too much, so if he gets denied in the post, he'll set it for a jump shot.
Oh my god!
And
he can't steal anybody.
But the problem is that the Warriors' shot making this season was bad. I understand and I agree. But if you have someone who can slash the basket, it relieves like some problems when it comes to perimeter shooting. You don't want to hone in on the one problem that you had this season and not fix the other that was more glaring, in my opinion. So that's my whole thing on it. I'm not gonna lie.
Slash it to the basket with KP.
Agree with KP.
Let me ask y'all this.
On a pick and roll, I can see it.
Let me ask y'all this. 2 years ago, right? If this was Cat 2 years ago, would you still be saying the same thing?
I don't get.
Yeah, I've never been a Cat fan like that.
So you would still think KP will be?
I think he still has the. Yeah, I still think he has the glaring issues. I still think. Yeah,
because I'm not gonna hold you. I swear to God, I will put fucking my whole life on it. That if we rewind the clock 2 years ago, y'all will all say, yes, I would. Y'all will all say that will be a better fit on the Warriors. Y'all allowing this season of him being in a bad fit of Rudy Gobert affect y'all decisions. I promise y'all that's
even last season.
I've never liked Cat.
His stock was higher a couple years back, Dub. His stock was
I don't like Cat. I hate Cat. I don't like him. Y'all making me cheap for this man. I don't like him, bro.
Can we move on now? We've been speaking about Cat and KP for 40 minutes.
That is true.
Listen, I had two things to get off real quick, man. Or it may not be real quick, but I had two things. The conversation the last couple of days on the panel has been about the Cavs and were they an adequate team. I don't think you were there, Dub. Were you there the last 2 days on the panel or not?
Nah, what happened?
Okay, so basically the conversation Ticket was going off about the Cavs basically they did a good job in LeBron's first tenure, surrounding him with good team and stuff like that. Mainly because of the success of the team. Like, they went to the finals in 2007. They had the 66 wins and things like that. And my counterpoint to that, I don't agree with the Cavs were doing a great job. And the counterpoint that I didn't hear anyone bring up yesterday or today was basically that if you compare them to the other contenders in the league, they weren't putting those type of caliber players around LeBron in his first tenure in Cleveland. They didn't put like a Pau Gasol, like Pau came in with the Lakers for Kobe. They didn't put a big three together like Boston did. They didn't put a Shaq, even though a little bit past his prime, still a really good player with Dwayne Wade. So I wouldn't say the Cavs did that good a job. Another counterpoint I didn't hear brought up is you can see how bad the organization.
Bro? They won 66 games. What you mean?
No. Yeah,
you're not hearing me, bro. You're not hearing me. You're not hearing me.
But
That was
yeah.
dumb. That was the retort.
Listen, that's exactly what was happening. He was saying they won 66 games, but the thing is this. Also, you could tell they weren't a good ran organization because once LeBron was in Miami, 3 of the next 4 years, they had the number 1 pick in the draft. They were like literally terrible once LeBron left. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't hear those counterpoints be brought up. What you said? Who said? Let's go. Who said?
That was just my ticket impression.
One of those number 1 picks, they had like the 8th best odds to get it. They just won the lottery. I mean, that's not really an indication of the team being trash. They were in the lottery and they just happened to win it.
That's true, but they still weren't a bottom team in the league, though. You know what I'm saying?
They were in the lottery, but they weren't trash. They were like a 35 win team, I think.
Yeah, and then
that's not in like they got the number 1 pick, but it's like
they had low odds.
Yeah, so like
that's I get that.
The other ones
still was trash though.
The 2011 pick they got from the Clippers, I think, is what ended up being the number 1 pick. It wasn't even their pick, but they were.
But the team still went with LeBron leaving. The team still went in the tank for those 4 years. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so to me, a good organization, they can still kind of have a plan. Like sometimes when organizations have just years and years and years of really, really bad, and like you never get over that hump, it's like that to me is a sign of not necessarily a great organization around them. And I don't think that looking at the team success of, they did win 66 games, or even LeBron playing really crazy in some of those playoff series, like getting to them to the finals in 2007 against Detroit, having that crazy, what game was that? We had the 48-point special. Mm-hmm. I don't think that's a thing like that. You can't use that to me as an argument about, hey, listen, the team was good. Look at their success. When if you compare them to the other people. What's that?
The next game.
You can't
after the
he didn't play as well.
Special.
He didn't play as well, but my point is that overall,
who played well in the next game.
I know, but I'm saying my point is I can't look at the.
I'm just asking though, like, are you on like what?
I don't know
like,
off the top of my head. I don't know just off the stats he did the next game. Off the top of my head,
like Booby Gibson that scored like 30 the next game.
Booby was the one that. But that's the thing about these the role players around him were in flashes. It wasn't like pure. I mean, his most consistent role player at that time was probably like Mo Williams. But like throughout it was just flashes and moments of, spurts. And he didn't have consistent role players where you can rely on them all the time. So I can see that point.
The issue I have is the team changed. Like once LeBron left, the GM was different. So that's different. The coach was different. Like it was a different team. And then LeBron wasn't the only person they lost. Then Anderson Varejao gets hurt that year. They already had no depth. Byron Scott was there trying to run Princeton offense with guys at the top with guys at the high post who can't pass. Like it's not like the team just fell off because of LeBron. There was a bunch of different.
There was a lot of nonsense going on.
That's fair.
Like,
but
I
here's
can't say, they went from 60 wins to 20 wins. Oh, God, LeBron's worth 40 wins. Like
no, I wouldn't say necessarily that either. But here's the other thing that got brought up too, because the conversation also was about look at other guys who didn't have, and then actually it's crazy because Low got cooked 2 days ago. That was kind of wild, yo. That was good stuff, Mars. Good stuff. Actually, I was like, wow. No, he got cooked. Y'all got to go watch 2 episodes ago of the panel. The last like 30 minutes, it was crazy. But the other thing I was going to say is that the points were brought up about. It was crazy, Dub. This one was worse than before. It was worse.
Wait. This was after the receipts that we pulled up on Low?
Yeah, that was me too. That was after. I pulled up the receipts, but this is after. This is 2 days ago. 2 days ago on the panel, Mars and Ticket actually tag teamed him. It was kind of nasty work actually. Mars and Ticket tag team against Low. But yeah, It was kind of wild.
Low has been getting destroyed, bro.
But what I was going to say is the argument was made also that, hey, if you look at other stars and when did other people like become all-star caliber, their running mates, and even the point was brought up with Giannis and Chris Middleton, but I'm like, hold on, Drew Holiday had made an all-star team before. You know what I'm saying? So even if you don't make an all-star team in that moment, you can still have a really quality squad around you. Yeah, but still, Drew Holiday still is a really, really good player. So if you look at the team,
won the title in 21. That's 9 years later.
I know, but I'm still saying he's still a really quality player, though. Even if he may not be an all-star, I can look at the job the Bucks have done and assembling that team and be like, oh, that's a really good squad. Even though this year they got bounced in the first round, I still think they have a really good squad, even outside of Giannis. The other pieces are even better than what the Cavs did to LeBron in that first tenure.
Y'all be on some dumb shit, bro. I swear to God.
If LeBron is off that team, realistically, if LeBron is off that team, no, it's a hypothetical, but how many games is that team? Are they even a playoff team?
I mean, you can say that about a lot of
fair question, actually. That's a fair question.
If Luka's
that's what I'm saying. So if you're saying they're building around him, this great team, other teams, a lot of times when they lose their star, they can at least stay afloat. They can at least play 500 ball. They can at least play 500 ball, whatever. So what do you think? Is that team a 500 team without LeBron James? Do you think, in your opinion? Obviously, it's hypothetical.
No, but when you build a system around one singular player who you expect to monopolize the ball, and then you lose that one player, that's a different than building a system.
Yeah. You're basically starting from scratch again.
That's different than having the triangle where you're less dependent on one superstar's ability.
Yeah.
So
true, but we're just talking about building the team around the player and the level of players around them. You know what I'm saying?
It's less about the level of players and the system that you built around that player. If the system is entirely dependent on that one player's contribution, when you lose that player, the team's going to be worse than a team that's built around the actual team system.
Check it out. I got a counterpoint for you. I got a counterpoint for you, Mars. I got a counterpoint for you.
I see what you're saying.
The Spurs without Tim Duncan aren't going to fall off as much as a team without Luka Doncic, just based on the fact that Luka dominates the ball more than Tim Duncan. That doesn't.
But you mentioned Luka, but we saw Jalen Brunson step up when Luka went out. Was that 2 years ago in the playoffs? And then we're seeing the type of caliber player he is.
A couple playoff games isn't the same as an 82-game season.
That's fair too.
If Steph Curry's not on Golden State,
about Kristaps Porzingis 3-game sample size. I'm sorry, Jalen Brunson 3 games.
But here's the thing: we saw what Jalen Brunson did this year with the Knicks, and say, hey, he's a really good player. And even the Mavs,
he was a very good player with Dallas. I hated when people said Luka had no help. I hated it. I was on the record saying Luka.
Mars, what was Golden State record without Steph Curry this year?
Yeah, that's
this year. Weren't they like around 500?
They weren't
around 500, right?
Yeah. I was hearing Ticket bring up that Jordan Poole was putting up superstar numbers and they were winning.
Right. That's why I brought it up, because there's still a 500. I just think I understand what you're saying and it's fair points, but at the same time, just the level of players they had around LeBron, and I understand they built that system around them, but we're saying they did a bad job building that system around them with the level of players they brought in. So therefore, we're saying if when you talk about Dallas, when you talk about the Lakers, when you talk about even the later Cleveland team. Those teams can maintain. Those are 500 teams at least without LeBron. We're saying the level of team they had in Cleveland, the first Cleveland run, wasn't that good. Period. They did not do a great job building around LeBron James. That's what we're saying.
But this is my problem, Tyson. Tyson, this is my problem, and this is with you in particular, because I know I've also heard you say like them early 2000 years was they played different brands of basketball as far as the East and the West. And you'll say that the East played great defense.
Right.
And so those games were more nip and tuck. Well, if a great defense has an historically great offensive player who was LeBron at the time, because remember, Mike Brown had them like top 5 defensively,
right?
I believe. So I could say also that like another great offensive player in that situation can do something similar to what LeBron did. Now, I'm not saying I don't think that the Cavs did a great job, but I also don't think that they did as bad of a job as some people try to paint out either.
That's fair. I'm not going to push back that. Right. I'm not going to push back. They did get some good pieces, but at the same time.
But if you compare him to the teams he was trying to go up against and actually compete with, compare what those rosters were doing to compare to what the Cavs were doing, that's where it fails in comparison. But not with the regular, like with the bottom tier teams. They still did a okay job.
But you're going off roster just based off of name value. I'm going to go that roster also was able to continuously produce a high quality defense as well. And then
Right.
as far as when you're talking about an organization, you're also talking about, okay, who's the coach that they hired? They had a really good coach as well. So you can have an organization that has good players, bad coaching, so they never really do anything. You can have it's a multitude of reasons on why you never win a chip for sure.
For sure.
So what I'm saying, I think, they got to a finals. They were in the playoffs consistently every year. They were winning a lot of regular season games. Now, they didn't get a chip because they didn't have another player, with a necessary level of talent. But they were able to produce because although they didn't have the, second score or something like that, they were able to play good defense, keep games tight, and then, LeBron's greatness.
But see, that's the point. Because the conversation got to like Ticket was talking about, hey, why did LeBron have to leave essentially if this and that? And it's just what you're saying. If you don't have that second star, he's looking around realizing, hey, if I want to get to the level I want to get to and even get to multiple championships, right now what they're doing is not doing it. And I think even when he came back to Cleveland the second time after going to 4 straight finals and winning 2, Dan Gilbert is like, okay, this guy's really trying to win for real now. And that's why they made more aggressive moves to change up the team and bring pieces in. You see what I'm saying? And that they were able to do the first time and more willing to go into a luxury tax and like, hey, let's just sign people to win. And I think that's what you need from a good owner. An owner that's like, want to go into luxury tax. My bad.
Nah, y'all good. Mars is just being an L guy.
Okay.
I got to rotate the guests, though. I appreciate you guys for being up here. Ty, I'm going to leave you up here because I do have a question for you.
Oh, man, you're trying to cook me. He's trying to cook me.
My bad.
Oh, wow.
Man, we did contest bad.
I didn't know.
Have the host answered the question of the video? Mars Dub? Is
Hold on,
Jokic...
wait. We could get there later, man. We got a whole time.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to see.
Did something happen on PC today?
Is this Jokic or Legend of Losing?
Nothing really happened.
Oh,
Why is Dominic screaming his faces?
The perennial all-star guy.
it's
Some
the,
of players'
it
choice.
is the legend.
It's the perennial all-star.
The legend of losing.
Hey, real question, and this is for you. This is for you, Ty.
Cornpuffs?
As I was editing yesterday's show.
Yo, this nigga real talk.
I was trolling.
Yesterday's show.
What was your editing?
I don't know. Before I said something nasty, I'm gonna say I was trolling.
No. So as I was editing yesterday's show, I seen something you said about LeBron, right?
What I
You
say?
said if 2016 didn't happen for LeBron James, right, and he didn't win, you said that he wouldn't be the GOAT for you, right? So
I said that?
That's what you said. Mars asked me the question.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was like
I don't know. Hey, man, I got a lot going on at the crib, bro. Go ahead.
So you word for word, bar for bar. I got Mars. Mars asked me. He said, "Yo, if LeBron didn't win in 2016, would he be your GOAT?" I said yes, and you said no.
Yeah, I did ask you that.
Yep, and then you said no, co-signing it, right?
Okay.
My question to you is this: if somebody's status is so hinging on that one particular moment in his career, how can he really be the greatest of all time? Because if I take one of MJ's rings away, he's still probably going to be the GOAT.
Right, because now he's 5-1.
He's still probably the GOAT.
But, yeah, and he's 5-1, and that's still amazing, right?
Yeah.
Well, so that may be the difference.
So I'm asking you, like, how can you call LeBron James the greatest of all time if his status is so hinging on that one singular moment of his career?
Dub is like on that.
I mean, I understand the question, but
Lo,
shut up, Lo.
Dub is on the most nastiest run of all time. Just trying to like get people like I got
right.
It's so nasty.
Yeah. All I'm saying.
Lo's jealous now. Lo's jealous now because
trust me, I'm never jealous of that. No, trust me.
Now you talking. Now you talking about. Now you talking about 3 rings.
You about to go get that creed.
And it matters. And it matters how he lost. If he had another playoff meltdown, right? If he had another playoff meltdown on his resume, now we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Now a lot of this stuff is becoming indefensible. So you like, oh, he had so many meltdowns. He had opportunities to win, but the fact that he did get the 4 chips, it's a big difference to me. It's a big difference of him, you know what I'm saying, overcoming, you know what I'm saying, some of these bad playoff losses where you can say, oh, he performed well here, he performed well there, he performed well in this. Yeah, he had a few meltdowns, but look how many times he performed well. So it's just all in totality. That's all.
No, I agree with you.
I answered your question. Leave me alone.
No, you didn't answer my question. You did. You just went around. One more time. One more time.
Oh my
I said,
God.
how can somebody be the greatest of all time if their status is so
This
hinged
is such
on
a
one
nasty.
But Dub, that's a
Right.
bad argument. Dub, that's a bad argument. You can say
How-
that about a lot of people. What if
Who?
what if Jordan wasn't 6-0?
He was still. I just said that.
Did you even listen to what he said? 2 minutes.
Right,
ago.
right,
No,
right.
I wasn't here.
I said
Right,
it.
but then, like I said, I answered that question.
No, I was answering the question.
I answered, but Dub, I answered that question. He goes 5-1. Say he plays shitty in one finals and they lose. Say he wets the bed. You know what I'm saying? And people say, "Oh, Jordan had a bad." He still got 5 rings where he played amazing. So you can still have him in the GOAT debate. So, but now when you're talking about, okay, what if Jordan was, he was 3 and 3.
Taking one the same way with LeBron. Just one.
I'm just saying, but that one makes a big difference to me. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. Just because it's him, he got that one. He did that, bro. At the end of the day, if he would have lost and went to bed again, now people got more fuel to say LeBron is not the GOAT.
I guess.
I don't feel like that.
No one said anything about wetting the bed. They just said he lost.
I just think that if somebody's GOAT case is really determining on one singular moment of his career, he really doesn't have a GOAT case. That's my point. He doesn't.
Okay, but I understand what you're saying. But if Hakeem only has one instead of the 2, if a lot of players are on that. If Kobe, another example, if he has a bad series and he only gets the 4 rings and a couple more finals losses, does he drop? Is he coming out of your top 10?
Dub,
he doesn't go.
Point you're trying to make.
Yeah, I'm about to say Dub is just such on this nastiest threat.
How does
right? And it might not affect your top 10, but a lot of people's who value winning, it would affect their top 10.
I don't agree. My whole thing is I don't agree with for one defining moment to be such a factor to be you call a guy the greatest of all time, or for you to say player
yeah, that's fine because you don't value winning.
Low, you being nasty, bro.
And if MJ was 5-1, some of the allure of MJ also though is that he is undefeated. Like that is part of the thing.
I mean, you can still make an argument though. Real talk.
If MJ lost to the Utah Jazz, he wouldn't be the GOAT. That's criminal. You can't lose.
Yes, he would. Yes, he would.
Yeah, that's I ain't gonna lie. You lose to Utah, nigga. I can't take you serious.
Right, that matters to a lot of people. Just because it matters to you, Dub, doesn't mean that you know what I'm saying. Like I said, some people value winning. You don't. That's fine. That's your criteria.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. What greatest of all time player in any sport is hinging on one moment of their career?
But Dub, I don't think.
No. Answer the question. What greatest of all time player?
This is so nasty.
No. This is a serious question. What greatest of all time player? Their whole totality of their case is hinging on.
I'll get you a water bottle with that.
When did you say Patrick Mahomes is the greatest quarterback of all time?
Oh, I'm about to say it really soon. Not yet though.
Huh? Not yet.
I'm about to say it really soon. Not yet though.
So this last year's championship didn't matter.
Not for me. I rate him on how the talent he is.
Yeah, stop it, bro. Championship. Okay, whatever.
That's what I do. No, I'm asking
right, you. You're the anomaly, not me, bro.
You can't ask a question with a question.
You're the anomaly, not me.
Ty, you can't ask a question with a question. For you, what greatest of all time player is hinging on one moment in their career to solidify? Like which one? Name me one, and then we can forget it. It's not Michael Phelps. It's not Usain Bolt. It's not Tom Brady. It's not Tiger Woods. It's not none of these guys.
This is nasty.
So Dub, you're saying that you're gauging a player based off of their skill, their ability, what they do on the floor. It doesn't matter if they win or lose. It's about like how they perform as a player.
Yeah.
So you're basically saying
name your top 5 point guards.
You got
Chris Paul.
You got Steph, Magic, CP3, Kid.
Who's better, Chris Paul or Magic?
Nash. I've had this debate already, Lo. I'm not even gonna hold you.
What's better?
I have been on record saying that CP was better than Magic. So you cook yourself there.
Okay.
Okay, so why do you have Magic over CP?
Yeah, why is Magic over Chris Paul?
Why is Magic over Chris Paul then?
Health.
You mean the 9 or 8 year stretch of Magic Johnson is enough for even though Chris Paul?
No, CP3 constantly getting hurt in the postseason kind of hurts his case. That's the main reason.
Here's my thing, real quick.
Magic got hurt in the finals in '89.
But look, they're right next to each other.
Magic was hurt going into the playoffs in '81. That's two playoff runs.
Why is LeBron's career tension on 1-3-1 comeback though? I just didn't value.
Here's my thing. Just because Tiger Woods is your GOAT by a large. Who's the second best swimmer in the what you said? Michael Phelps. Who's second best? You don't even know. Stop it.
It's because I'm trying to grasp what we're arguing right now.
Who's the second best golfer? Who's the second best golfer?
What's the dude on the Arizona can? I forget.
Phil Mickelson.
Phil Nicholson's one of those.
Phil Mickelson is not the Jack Nicklaus, bro.
Whatever his name is, I don't know.
Taj just dug.
No one cares, bro.
No, I'm not joking. All I'm saying is just because LeBron James is over Michael by a small margin, and that run helps, and these other guys might be GOATs by a larger margin, doesn't make your argument factual or right. You know what I'm saying? Just because LeBron barely clears Michael, and that championship is a part of that, doesn't mean that that doesn't make him not the GOAT because it's infringing upon that.
That makes sense. You're cut.
And all I'm saying to you, Ty, is comparing to everybody in sports history, LeBron is the only person that you.
Okay, well, they're GOATs by larger margins. Great.
Tell me.
I said because they're GOATs by larger margins. That's fine.
Yeah, Dub, you lost that one, man.
Go ahead.
All good, Dub.
Y'all can host today. I'll be out.
Wow.
He left on that note.
You cooked him off the show.
Oh man, it was just a bad argument to me. It wasn't necessarily a cooking. He just tried to cook me, and it wasn't happening.
Huh? I didn't understand what was the eventual point though.
Yeah,
like, what was was it that
the point is
like winning does not matter at all? And
nobody doesn't care.
The point was real talk. The point was real talk. Is that the only person that this caveat goes to is LeBron James, and overall for damn near every person in sports history who's the greatest of all time, it's not that. It's that they're definitively the GOAT because of the totality of their careers. And you could take one moment off of their careers and it would still probably be the GOAT. LeBron James.
No, don't you have Bron as the GOAT?
Yes. But that is for different reasonings, right? I know
so why are you making this argument?
Wait, because it's Ty's way of Dub, can't you just like comprehend that maybe the GOATs in the other sports are GOATs by a wider margin?
Right.
Like Wayne Gretzky is gonna be the GOAT by no matter if you take away some of his stats. Because he's so much better than everyone else, so that he.
That's all I was saying.
If Jordan and LeBron is close,
Joe Montana, Tom Brady.
I don't know anything about the NFL.
Yeah, Joe Montana, Tom Brady.
Someone's going to explain to me the correlation. Someone's going to have to explain that.
If Tom Brady, if you took,
you saying if he didn't win 7?
Yeah,
right.
People will push Joe Montana 100%.
So then the argument is Tom Brady. Then Tom Brady, if he loses one of his
because
rings,
the gap is still the gap.
Another example. Wasn't that help Tyson's?
Right.
The gap is close for the GOAT. I didn't think it was close, but
no, because not only does Brady have him with the rings argument, he also Brady's like top everything statistically.
But that just means you value the rings more. My thing is this: I don't think.
No, but what I'm saying is that gap between Tom and Joe now isn't close. It's not
that just means you value the championship more than their ability and what they produced. That's just all it is. Probably.
Holy camoli, man.
If you value LeBron's 3-1 so much so to where if you take it away, he's not your GOAT anymore, then that's just a bad argument, and B, like
Dub, you was just cooking earlier. I don't know what you're cooking right now.
I don't know. I don't
know what's so hard to comprehend about this.
Hey, Mars.
I don't get it.
What has shown you that Kristaps Porzingis is a better post player than Cat?
My eyes.
That's a damn lie. Kristaps don't even go to the post.
Okay, I disagree with you. We can move on. I'm not talking about Cat.
Yeah, ain't nothing about disagreeing. You lied.
Okay, I mean, I'm sure there's some post up.
Y'all just sit up here for a whole hour and gaslit Dub like he went right.
Cool.
Right about what?
Okay.
Who posted up?
We're not going back. We're not going back.
I do just want to know who posted up more this past season. Or
I don't know. I'm not about to look up numbers, but I know Kristaps Porzingis plays in the post, but that's neither here nor there.
Probably KP. Because Cat probably couldn't do it one because he was hurt, and two, yeah, Rudy Gobert there.
Nigga couldn't post up KCP, bro. Are we serious? Come on, what are we doing, man?
Cat is a funny post up player.
It just look awkward. He can post up. Y'all going off that one meme that y'all see with him can't post up DeMarcus Cousins. No, y'all don't watch that. For y'all to sit up here and cat like this.
It's quite a nigga thinks we're going off of memes. Yeah, come on. What are we doing?
You are memes. I know you going off of memes.
I got a super chat to read off. Give me 1 second. What is the worst player?
I don't know. We're chatting right now.
What is the worst player?
Porzingis posted up 3.4 times a game this year. Cat was 2.2.
So in the year, in the year before Rudy Gobert and before he got hurt, it was 3.2. So
Porzingis was at 4.5 last year.
So technically speaking, you're wrong. So you came up here and you lied. All right,
and you
whatever.
called Mars a liar.
What does he do out the post? What does he do out the post?
That's not what you said.
What does he? Yes, because I said better post player. No, y'all said better post player. Y'all didn't say who posted up more.
You said who posted up more.
In 2022, Porzingis had more post-ups, 1.12 points per possession versus Cat's 0.92. So once again, that would mean Porzingis was better in the post. This year, Porzingis was 1.18 points per possession versus Cat 0.95. So what do you want me to do?
He's better in the post.
I'm cooked. Shut up, Mars. I'm cooked. Shut up.
You came up here and made it.
I don't look at numbers. When I watch him play, I see Cat in the post.
You called me a liar.
But y'all look at the numbers. Okay, I'm cooked.
All caps in the chat to come up here and get cooked.
Yo, real talk. This nigga screaming, "I'm cooked."
He was typing in all caps in the chat.
I wasn't typing in no damn all caps. Cat ain't Kristaps ain't no better post player than Cat. He's not a better post player than Cat.
Nigga,
he's not a better post player than Cat.
You lied.
He's not.
You just lied.
He don't have better moves. He got better footwork. None of that.
He misses the shot when he takes it more than
What are you talking about?
Yo, let me know. When
Mad Max, it's over, bro. You got to take that L, bro.
And I'm gonna need you to apologize to Mars. You called him a liar.
You got to take that L on this one, bro.
Are you gonna apologize?
Hell no, because he's not a better post player. Fuck, I'm apologizing for it.
Based off what, bro?
Oh my god.
Never mind.
The eye test.
You say
Okay.
you say
When I said my eyes, you got whatever.
You
got some
right.
lion-ass
I said I'm
eyes,
cooked.
man.
Shut up. I said I'm cooked.
I got super
Kick him
chats.
off,
to
bro.
read.
You're cooked, but not
What
wrong.
is-
No, it's crazy.
Y'all can't tell me who I'm going to kick and not kick. So let's clarify that.
Yeah, Dub ain't kicking me out.
What is the
Come on.
worst player?
You gonna let him tell you that, Dub? Damn,
That's crazy.
Y'all nasty. Go
I'll
ahead,
kick him
Dub.
off low before Mad Max. What is the worst? What is the worst player that could
Wow.
win MVP with teams specifically built around? What is the worst team
Wow.
built around their strength and to cover their weaknesses?
What is the worst player that could win MVP? What? One more time, though. We didn't get
I
it.
knew he was gonna bring me back before I got to 10. So
I didn't even see that. My bad. You could do it again. I didn't even see that. I'm not gonna lie. He's at 5. Oh, he's at. Where's he at? What the hell? What numbers you doing? Bro?
I don't know what's going on. Logan
You see
forgot
it?
to
What
count.
the hell?
I know you forgot to count. I don't know.
I can't see him.
Bro, I don't know.
Oh, okay. 4 seconds left. I knew you were gonna bring.
No,
me back.
you.
I knew it, boy. I knew you were gonna bring me back in here, boy. Don't worry.
That was nasty. Actually, that was nasty as hell. What you just did. That's
Nigga went from like 4 to 8 back to 7.
4 to 8 back to 3. I'm like, what the hell is going on, bro?
Yeah, I knew it, chat. I knew it.
What is the worst player that could win MVP with
Legend of Time.
specifically built around their strengths and to cover their weaknesses?
Oh my god, can we hurry up?
Devin
I don't
Booker or
know.
Donovan
I
Mitchell.
don't know, bro. Devin Booker, Donovan Mitchell.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
That's solid.
Clay Thompson.
Bill, Big Role
Nah.
looks like your Courage in 20 years. Your Raj. Who's your Raj?
Your age.
You're a streamer. I don't know who he's referring
Nigga,
to.
do you not? Fuck it, you got it up. Never mind.
No, I'm not what?
No, you got it. Because you're not on the internet like that. You're right.
No. I don't do podcasting like that.
Did he say you're right?
It's not. He did say you're right.
What is it? What's your?
No. It's fine. Come on, go.
Nas Reed is Bobby Portis 2.0. He's still in free agency.
He's a steal in
free agency.
It's facts.
I don't think he's gonna be a steal because he want like 20 million.
There's a team out in LA I think could use a Nas Reed.
The Clippers for sure.
20 million ain't 20 million ain't crazy when Cats is playing for 60.
Cat doesn't use his size.
You see what he did? You see what he did there? He said cats are playing out there for you. See it there?
Yeah, exactly. You gotta know.
He's petty. That's what he is.
Cat doesn't use his size. That's what we need from Lego Rovers.
Pause.
Porzingis don't use his size either.
They almost lost the Kings.
Nigga just lied. Sorry.
They almost lost the Kings series because of defense. I promise you, KP is not gonna be this answer for y'all. Don't know why y'all think so.
Like a turtle.
Yeah. Devin, KP plus Chet equals the Great White Wall. Off topic, but didn't Dub say the Heat would expose Jokic defensively? Didn't some of y'all say any guard can expose Jokic? AE couldn't, Book couldn't, or Edwards couldn't, Book couldn't, or is Book not a top guard in the league? LOL.
Stop. I need real talk. I need real talk and Dub to answer that question.
Okay. You want me to? Okay, I'll answer the question. First off, my issue with Jokic hasn't been that he can't guard in space. It's the fact that he does neither rim protection or guard in space. And so for me as a big, I'm not asking you to be elite at both, but most great ones are elite at one or the other. They either are really good in space, a smaller big, or bigger big will be, be able to rim protect. So that was it wasn't that, I expect Devin Booker to get him on hella switches and just cook this nigga. It was that maybe they could get to the rim, but they don't apply enough rim. Like KD doesn't apply enough rim pressure to actually test theories like that out. And then they did get better defensive talent around him as well. So they've made it a possibility. To me, this is my last thing. To me,
you thought they couldn't be a title contending team because he's not a rim protector.
Correct. So to me, this style of player is the first that we've seen in history.
For sure. Now, Dub.
Because of the great bigs, they play D.
Dub, did you believe that as well, Dub?
I don't know.
Did you think your team specifically could beat them because of the lack of rim protection?
It's not about rim protection. It's just about bringing him out the paint. I think Miami was able to do it. It's just the thing is we couldn't convert on our shots, which is a big portion of when you can't make your shots like that. It wasn't even because of Jokic's defense. I mean, it's harder for any team to win. So that's one. Anthony Edwards. When you have other guys like Kyle Anderson out there who couldn't shoot, Rudy Gobert out there, and Cat playing the way that he was playing, I mean, it's easier for Jokic to not be able to be pulled out from the paint. Devin Booker, like I said, it was just Devin Booker, KD, and they didn't care about anybody else. So
exactly, that was going to be my point. Right.
And then the Lakers
trying him too.
And Devin Booker was cooking though too, right?
They lost. It doesn't mean Devin Booker wasn't cooking.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Devin Booker was cooking. It's just so Christ for your super chat is not about the guard, but they at least need to have some people who could draw him out the paint. And
right. So you can just double team with other players and leave other players open.
And that's exactly what they did for the whole run. So you
I'm not gonna lie. Phoenix has some competent pieces. That series will look a lot different.
100%. 100%.
Yo, Victor is boy.
And anytime anybody on the Lakers wants to get to the rim, they got there.
If we had some wings that can knock down some shots, you know what I'm saying, or a point guard that can knock down an open shot, it could have been a different series.
Victor's casually doing Wembyamba's casually doing step back pull up threes like 3 feet from the line. This is
how good y'all think he's gonna be.
Honestly, he's crazy right now.
He will be my GOAT. That's all I know.
Martin, why you low on Brandon Miller?
This is crazy.
Jabari Smith 2.0.
Nah.
Who?
And he's a real shooter.
Hey Damo, I I sent you the link through your Telegram if you try.
Brandon Miller actually can create for himself and show him he can create for himself.
I'm not as high on Brandon Miller's self-creation. I'm not as high. I think his defense is worse than Jabari Smith, which is kind of a problem. Playmaking isn't great. There's some flashes there. He has a low set point on his jump shot, which kind of
he's a good playmaker now.
Which makes me hesitant on his creation in the mid-range. So for me, I don't see like high All-NBA ceiling. All-Star probably at his best, which isn't great considering I think Scoot Henderson has a much higher ceiling. So for me, Brandon Miller at number 2 is probably one of the worst decisions that will be made in this draft.
I do agree, actually.
How was Scoot as a defender? You got? I haven't watched enough Scoot to give like a good analysis of his game. Is he a good defender as well, or is he just like a great playmaker scorer?
He's not. I wouldn't say he's a good defender. I'd say the upside as a defender is there. Like he has the.
Brandon Miller got good upside as a defender.
Yeah, I think he has good upside.
That's his highest.
I think he has good upside as a defender, but I think his upside as a defender is worse than Jabari Smith, and I'm not high on Jabari Smith. So
that's true. That's true.
I'm high on Jabari Smith.
You ain't got no other choice but to.
Well, I hope you're right because I need him to pan out. Because
I'm high on Sengun on that team. I'm high on Jabari Smith on that team. I think Jalen Green's going to be really good. I think they just need a
veteran.
I think Ime was a big pickup for them. Like
how are you high on Sengun if you thought Jokic couldn't be a championship winner?
But now I've seen it.
Oh,
we
didn't say giving you faith.
No, I didn't say that. I'm saying they can be good. I didn't say they could win a champion. But I'm saying they can be good though. I think they can be good. Who do you want them to take at the 4?
Amen Thompson.
Okay, are you high on Amen?
I wanted Scoot. Wemby was the dream. But I wanted Scoot. But then if not, I was looking at Amen Thompson or Jarris Walker. Those are the 2 other players I'm like, okay, they're interesting. But I think just so Kevin Porter Jr. can go away, Amen Thompson will be nice. So that's why.
Lo, are you high
You'll
on
be disappointed if y'all.
I'm not high on anybody coming out of OT, but I could be wrong though. But I'm just not that high on them.
Would you be highly disappointed if y'all ended up with Brandon Miller, Mars? Or you don't think they can work no way?
Brandon Miller, what?
On that team.
On Houston. So we just have 2. So we just have 2 Jabari Smiths on the way.
Right.
I mean, the floor spacing is cool. I mean, I think that's okay. But I mean, with 2 top 4 picks, just ending up with 2 Jabari Smiths, that's not great. I think Amen's ceiling is higher than Brandon Miller as well, but I also think his floor is lower. So I think it's a high risk, high reward type of pick.
Got a few more super chats. Give me 1 second.
Please hurry
Dub,
up.
how many more years would MJ have to play for you to view him above LeBron? Because you only just switched up like last year. Probably 2 or 3.
Damn, those Wizards is not moving me.
Nah, it's not moving me. How many playoff wins does MJ have without Pittman? Sounds like a fraud.
Yeah, just take someone's best help away.
Facts. Tuck Rule, Marshawn, Spygate, Atlanta choking, LMAO.
Is that about Brady?
Yes.
You know how you guys say you're not
Damn,
going
no
to
valid
overcome
point.
for getting into a trouble they cause. So why do you guys value 3-1 comebacks so much?
I don't. Yeah, that's me. I don't give you
Ty
extra.
values that though.
Yeah, I don't give you extra credit from coming down 3-1 when you.
I didn't give no extra credit. Who said I gave extra credit?
For me, you get more credit for sweeping a team than beating them in 7.
Sure.
I don't know why that's seen as crazy, but
respect the reverse sweep. You know,
well, it's not even a reverse sweep because they won 3 straight. It's not even a reverse sweep.
Right.
Yeah, that is true. Damn.
But would you reverse?
Go on mute.
But would you respect a reverse sweep though?
Over a sweep? No.
Wow.
I'd praise never losing a game versus losing a couple games and then winning.
I mean, it depends on how you look at it. I mean, when you're facing adversity, you down 3-1, your back is against the wall, you amongst immense pressure to win, blah blah blah. I'm just saying it's something to that. I'm not saying I hold it. I'm not saying I hold it like, it's all this great thing, but I'm saying it's something to being up against the wall and winning, 3 games in a row, amongst pressure and all those different things. It's some value to that, but not much.
That is depending on how you view things. Like Mars, would you value like the rope-a-dope?
The what?
Like Ali sat there and just got hit. It was probably losing like the entire fight, but just tired him out and then, knocked him out at the end.
But saying that an NBA team will purposely lose games.
They're not rope-a-doping, no, real talk.
The NBA team purposely losing games just to be like,
I'm just saying it's coming back. It's coming back, though. It's coming back.
Yeah, low-key, that's what Dub did.
He was losing.
Dub, you said that's what Miami did. He was like,
"Oh yeah." And I was about to say it right now. I was literally just about to say it right now. That's what Miami did.
Right, Mars. Would you in a fight, Mars? Would you value somebody coming out knocking some dude out in the first, in the first or second round, or a dude putting up a fight, getting his ass whooped, and then picking himself up off the floor, coming back to win the fight?
No, winning the first round. Like what?
Okay, well, see, some people may look at it differently. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not praising you for struggling to win versus a person who did it easily. Like what?
Boys, let me ask you this.
Especially when that team was hurt too.
Even if the team is, because there's a difference, right? The Detroit Pistons and the Magic, right? The Pistons were the favorites, so them coming back from 3-1 is like, okay, cool. But like a team that's an underdog that's not supposed to win, them coming back from 3-1, that doesn't move you still. Because they're not even supposed to win at all.
If you could, no, what I'm saying is, if you win the series, you get credit. Coming back 3-1, you get credit. If you swept them, you'd get more credit. That's what I'm saying.
No, I know that's what I'm asking you. That a team being an underdog, that doesn't.
Yeah, you get the credit for winning. You get the credit for winning. That's it. You don't.
Mars ain't American, man. We like the story. We like the we like the comeback story. We like the underdog.
We were the underdogs. That's why.
The American dream. Mars,
it's an American thing, Mars.
If a one seed swept the 8th seed, that's more impressive to you than the 8th seed being the number 1 seed in 7.
I'm praising a sweep more than a 7-game win. Yes.
Okay. Even if it's the 8th seeded team who beat the team to 7. Okay. All right. Can we get to this real basketball?
He answered. He answered the question.
Hey, Cowboy Bob in the comments. This is the first time I ever got on any of these platforms and got cooked. So simmer down, sir. Simmer down. I usually win every debate, every draft. So.
Hold up, Max. Low. What you got to say?
Okay. Are we here now? We hear that real basketball talk?
Look at here. Unless Low is a captain.
Let's see. Mars.
Yo, don't say some bullshit.
I'll take this one.
Oh my god. All right.
Mars. I'll thank you a lot.
Is someone talking to me?
I was gone. I was sent to the gulag.
Oh, he said he was sent to the gulag.
Oh wow.
You guys. So I went to go watch tickets. I went to go punish myself. But now I'm back.
What?
He said he went to go watch ticket. He went to go.
No, he didn't. Okay.
I can barely hear his mic though. But
yeah. Mike.
That's what he said.
Get your minds out the gutter, people.
I didn't hear the first part.
All I heard was I went to go punish myself. Yeah,
I didn't hear the first part.
Okay, all right. So maybe a few months ago we were talking about like how they like.
No, shut the fuck up.
Oh wow!
Wow!
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, he was. Yeah, damn, that's tough.
A few months ago, we were talking about how to like gauge players, right? And like how when we talk about offense versus defense, too comfortable. When we talk about offense and defense, that like some people like say like this player is at 8 this way and this player is a 2 or whatever. And the way that we speak about it is almost like linear. But then Mars brought up a really, really good point where he said that it's not linear. It's like the way that it goes is like it's curving almost. So like even though yes, the difference between a 5 and a 7 is two different number wise, the difference between a 5 and a 7 is smaller than the difference from an 8 and a 10. Even though it's 2, like the things you have to do to get from an 8 to a 10 is significantly bigger than trying to go from a 5 or a 7, right? Is that a concept that everybody understands?
So,
Yes.
a parabola,
Well, of course I understand it, but yeah.
Nigga, bring up a parabola. Cool.
So when you said that, where was 0 for you, Mars?
0 is, if I had to give like 0 is like,
no, but like when you graphed that scale, how did it look?
It's not, there's no negative, so it's 0 to 10. So 0, so you got 10 up here, and 0 would be down here, and then instead of a graph going like that, it would go like that.
Okay, you know I thought that, but it doesn't really put into context what it really means to be a negative. And so instead of it being like this, it should be like this, and it goes down.
Oh, like -5 to +5.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you are 2 defensively, it needs to be understood how much of a negative that is. And then if you're also, and this is where we kind of got to like what it really means to be a 10 on something. When you're a 10 at something, you're like transcendent at it. And when you're that caliber of player, even if you are like a 4 defensively, like you're a below average defender, which 5 would be average, you're a 4, you're below average defender. It still doesn't matter because when you're reaching transcendent heights, you are still undeniably a positive on the floor by a very, very wide margin. And so then one of the arguments that I was using was like Giannis and AD defensively. Like it needs to be understood what it really means to be a 10 defensively. If I told you to gauge what Giannis is as a defender, I think most people would say 8 or 9.
8 or 9.
Yes. But if AD is a 10, it needs to be understood what it means to be a 10. If I'm a 10, I can go on the floor and be inconsistent offensively, as AD was this year in the postseason, and still be a very clear positive and be the best player on the floor for either team.
Fact.
That's what that means to be a 10. And I think people throw out that claim a little too often. Whereas for Giannis, as much as I love Giannis, him being an 8 or a 9 defensively, when he struggles offensively, he's not bringing enough to the table to make up how much of a negative he is on certain possessions offensively on the other side of the floor. He's just not making it up because he's not a 10. And so you have players where you are a 10, where even you're so transcendent defensively that you can be a negative offensively or inconsistent offensively or slightly below average offensively, and you're so great at that we still find ways to put you on the floor, such as like a Draymond Green. It doesn't matter that he may struggle in some capacities offensively. At his best, he's so good. Yeah, he's that good.
Defensively.
So defensively. Which then leads to why I have to put Magic Johnson back in my top 5. I think Magic Johnson is so transcendent of an offensive weapon that even though, yes, defensively, he has his struggles, you could definitely argue for a good portion of his career, he was slightly negative. That being a 10, being a transcendent player in some capacity is so astronomically valuable, especially if we can find ways to hide what you do defensively, that it justifies you being on the floor almost all times. You can still impact winning. Whereas even if you are an 8 defensively or a 7 defensively and a 7 or 8 offensively, even though in theory that makes sense, especially the way that we go into postseason and I can really counteract what you do in many regards, that gap between like a 7 and a 10 is so significant that I would still take that player over. I might still take that player over the other player.
And so this take was birthed because we just saw like an offensive player who is Jokic is a 10.
This is a Magic Johnson take.
This is a Magic Johnson agenda.
No,
but Jokic could also. It's applicable.
It applies to Jokic as well.
But I'm saying like the for you to come back and now put Magic back into the top 5 when you had just removed them, I think it's stemming from the fact that we just saw an offensive player who Jokic is truly a 10 offensively. Like he is a legit like peak offensive player. And yes, he has his downfalls, defensively. But if he's that good offensively, we just saw that it still doesn't matter. Like, he's that good, he can still overcome those deficiencies.
That could have subconsciously been it, but I was actually having a Giannis and AD debate, and I was trying to like figure out a way for people to understand. Like, man, no, there is a clear gap between Giannis and AD defensively,
and so
people need to know that the gap between a 9 and a 10 is way more. It's bigger than what I think people realize. That's what. Pause.
My last.
Jesus, pause.
Yeah. My last question about that though would be with that logic, is AD better than Giannis?
So that was the conversation that I was having when I'm trying to figure out how close is AD to Giannis. I think offensively, it's not. That's where the gap kind of lies because AD has too many times where he's like deficient in some regards.
Right.
AD probably is closer to Giannis than I'm actually believing. But also, I guess in some regards, you can argue that's why someone like Jokic is probably the gap between Jokic and maybe even Curry to an extent is wider than I think a lot of people also recognize as well.
Wait, so then if you're putting, I'm confused. So if you're
so you saying Steph no longer has a conversation to be the best player in the world?
No, I'm saying he's 1 and 2 with Jokic.
Yeah, but
he does because he's a 10. He's a 10.
I think he's a transcendent offensive player.
Isn't Steph a transcendent offensive player too?
He's saying that 1 and 2.
I just said that, Dub. Fuck, Dub. I just said that.
No, but I had a question though, because if you're putting,
I don't know what you're doing, Dub.
If you're putting,
I thought he said 1 and 2 as in the players.
If you're putting Magic back in your top 5, then where would you rank actually? Where would you put Curry then? Would you leave him in the same spot? Because he's also.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is Magic the only person who's moved on your list with this new?
And it's
no, but that's all. But if you think about it, that's also the reason why I have Bill Russell and Tim Duncan at high as well, because both of them are transcendent defensive players. It's also, I think, this a big separator from Michael and LeBron because they're also transcendent offensive players. I guess Kareem is the only one that's not applicable, but I think Kareem is like so great on both sides of the floor that if I say he's like an 8 and 9 on both sides, especially at his best, then you know what I'm saying? Like we're kind of getting that realm.
Where you put in players like like a Ben Wallace and a
but Ben Wallace is too much of a negative offensively.
Okay. But he's a 10 defensively.
I would at his best, yes. I would.
I'm not gonna lie, you didn't answer my question, so I don't.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm saying for someone like the Stephs, Hakeem's, Kobe's, like niggas. Well, more so Steph, the nigga who's a transition offensive player. If you're putting Magic back into that realm of a top 5 player,
the Kobe,
like where would you put those other guys who are also transcendent offensive players, like a Steph who's a 10?
Well, the only reason why Steph isn't higher is just because of I am really huge on like you got to be doing it for like a certain amount of years, and like a lot of other players ahead of him have just done it slightly longer.
How many years do you think Magic was a 10 offensively?
That's good.
Do you have Magic as a best?
That is the reason why I actually didn't put him now is because of the amount of years.
Do you have
because for me, Magic didn't become a 10 offensively. Hot take until 86. 87 around there when he started adding that post game. That's for me. So that's like what 3 to 5 years. So
Steph's around there. Question: do you have Magic as the best offensive player?
No, I still think it's. I'm still pretty gun hold that he's like third behind LeBron and
then Jokic is right behind him or something like that.
No, Curry then Jokic.
Oh, so Magic's better offensively than Steph and Jokic.
I think so. Yes.
Okay. So my thing is like my main question is with this way of thinking, right? Hakeem,
but do you understand the graph part?
I understand your point.
Well, I understand that part.
I think everyone has been thinking about that the same exact way. So I don't even think
they haven't.
No, they have not. They haven't.
And the evidence is if like we've had conversations, not you, but like people generally. What's this guy on offense? Oh, he's an 8. What's this guy on offense? Oh, he's a 7. What's this guy on defense? What's this guy on defense? Oh, he's a 7. Well, this guy's a 4. Well, 8 plus 4 versus 8 plus 7. This guy must be better. Like that's
people
That's what led to me. That's what led to me saying. That's what led to me saying the thing I said, where the gap between a 9 and a 10 is not the same as the gap between a 5 and a 6. Because in order to get to that 10 level, like that's
You got to be transparent.
It's exponential growth. It's not linear. Like those, it's not. It's a curved graph. You can't just go in a straight line.
We got that part. We got that.
And further proof of that is that Towns and Porzingis. It needs to be understood when you are as bad as Towns defensively. Like it takes so much, or here's a better Duncan Robinson. Like when Ticket is yelling about putting Duncan Robinson on the floor, his value as an offensive player is probably like a 6 or a 7. I'll say a 6. I think he's like a 6 offensively. Defensively, though, he's like a 2. That being a 2 defensively it's such a bad thing. It's such a bad place to be. It's such a negative that you can't find that you're basically bordering unplayable, or you are unplayable in many regards. You are unplayable. So it's the same thing when I'm trying to explain to Chill, where it's like he's yelling, play Vanderbilt, play Vando. He's like, let's say Vando's a 7 offensively. Vando was like a 1, a 7 defensively. He's like a 1 offensively.
Give him an 8 or 8.5.
Even if he's an 8, he's a 1 offensively.
No, he's
so
trash.
So he's literally.
Well, I think when you talk about like 8 to 10, then I'm thinking I'm saying that you have value on the court. When you get into that realm, when you get up into the 8s, like I need you on the floor.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
But if you're a 1 offensively, you are so bad on the other side of the floor that you are a negative. We're a detriment to what we're doing. And what you provide on the other side is not enough to make up to what you lack on that side.
So like say like a Dennis Rodman who's like an 8-9 defensively? Or you got him in the 10?
Now we're gonna get to era.
He doesn't have years of 10.
I understand the era thing, Mark, because the offense was more. I got you.
And let me address that as well.
That's fair.
This graph is also era dependent because what is determined to be a 10 or a 9 in the 80s and 90s is not going to be like Mark Eaton, who might have been a 9, would be like a 7 in today's game defensively. He would not be
right.
Just wouldn't be.
Got you.
So, question, right? Hakeem Olajuwon, he would be.
Who was a 10? Who's a 10 defensively? Yes,
he's a transcendent 10, right?
Yes.
So he will move
might be peak 10, peak 10.
But that's another reason why I have him like over Shaq as well. That's a reason why I have a lot of like I don't care about this Shaq because I don't think
over Kareem.
Hakeem better than him.
See Kareem is the one where I feel like he was so high on both sides of the floor for such a long period of time. Because offensively, quiet is kept offensively. Hakeem doesn't have that many years of like 8 or higher. He doesn't. As much as y'all think he does, he actually does not.
Yeah, regular seasons.
Yes, he does not.
Postseasons too, to be honest.
So the thing is, I want your rankings to be correct, right? And the thing,
but neither does Tim Duncan either, though, right?
The thing with Magic Johnson being in this tier. A tier of where is he? Is he still above Tim Duncan again?
I think Duncan still has higher years and consistency of 7 to 8 more than Hakeem does. I think he does.
Magic.
Magic. Yeah, I think Magic 10. I think Magic's a 10. I think you think that Magic was because this goes back to like the era where everything is dependent. The thing that Magic was lacking defensively really wasn't as much as a negative as you probably make it out to be. Because there wasn't that many guards at that time that could really explain who he was as a player.
True.
So he wasn't as much as a negative as many people make him out to be for that era. That's the point. So defensively, he was not as bad as people try to make him out to be. And so if he's a 5 to a 6 defensively, but a 10 offensively, no, that's more than serviceable enough for him to be in these conversations.
But in this era,
but we're not talking about eras. Yeah. But because for example,
8 with 80
10 on offense or a 10 on defense, what weighs more?
No, I think they're both because we're at that point we're just talking about transcendent players, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
So then wouldn't like Duncan be over like Magic?
I think Duncan would be over Magic. According to this,
he would, and that's fine
because he's a 10 defensive.
I don't know about Hakeem because I don't know how high.
No, I'm saying Mars. You're right because he's a 10 defensively, but he's like a 7-8 offensively as a player.
So I don't know. I don't think Duncan is an 8.
And
7
why?
is fine.
So Kobe, right? Because a big point of your reasoning. What you do is you also like what transcendent in passing.
Would you
scoring,
say go to Kobe? Yeah, go to Kobe.
And I wanted to go to Kobe, right?
Oh god.
The thing with Magic Johnson, where even though I'll give you average, maybe above average too, relative to his era on defense. The thing though is that what you harp on to negate KD a lot of times, that's also not what you bring on one side, but what other things that you can do on at an all-time level, right? So
ask me what I think Kobe is.
So Kobe, what's your take on that?
I think Kobe's like an 8.5 offensively.
Oh,
and I think that
Magic's a 10 and
defensively,
Kobe's an 8.5.
I think Kobe defensively is like closer to a 7.5 than I think.
Why do you have? Why do you have? Wait. Why do you have Kobe at 8.5? Relative to error. Relative to error. Why do you have Kobe at 8.5?
Relative to error,
Lowe's about to be cool.
Relative to error. Why do you have Kobe 8.5?
Because I still think especially at that time, I still think most offense was still ran inside out. I don't think if Kobe was in today's league, where a lot more perimeter-oriented players played, he can have way more impact defensively. But if you actually go back and look, it was still operated inside out for most teams.
Offensively, why do you have him 8.5? Relative to error.
8.5 relative to error is still crazy.
Oh my god!
I'm not.
It's gonna be about playmaking.
Yeah, I'm about to say. I think
not amazing, but he was above average playmaker, 100%.
Do you see what you're saying, Dub? Though.
But now he's gonna say you're saying Magic was on a great all-time great. He's gonna say Magic was on above average scorer. It's the same thing.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
The way y'all rank playmaking. Wait, I don't think Kobe would be an above average playmaker. He'll be.
What do you think he is?
I think he's a great playmaker. I think he's a great.
On the scale, what is he a playmaker?
Like a playmaker for y'all, I think he'll be like an 8 for y'all, like 7 to 8 range.
Okay, 7.
Does he
What
know?
do you, Mars?
I think Kobe's like a 8.5.
As a playmaker?
Yeah.
Well, I think we both agree. Like you gotta be a willing passer at some point to be a playmaker.
I think he became. But with what years are you talking about for Kobe's playmaker?
I think.
I guess.
He was a willing passer.
Now, are we talking about for his career?
Yeah, I'm speaking more so of
7.5. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, but peak 8.5.
Yeah.
At his best. Yes.
Oh wait, then for Magic's defense in the beginning of his career, he wasn't a great defender.
He was a better defender early in his career, Dub. Dub, shush.
Stop, Dub.
He was not a better defender.
Dub, stop.
Oh, all right, cool.
That's my opinion. That's my opinion.
Okay, Dub.
Y'all got it.
We do got it. You got it.
Y'all got it.
Everything you said was on point, but I would, 8.5 is tough for Kobe.
Absolutely.
So what do you have Kobe as?
Wait. Look,
Absolutely ridiculous.
By your own logic, you would legit have to have Curry over Kobe right now. You would.
Yes, but I don't. Would. But I think that Curry has too many stages of like, an average to slightly negative defender. There's too many years of that throughout his identity of a player.
But he's a 10.
Yeah, but when you get to like the negative stage, you are literally now bleeding value that you had.
Mm-hmm. So you think he's too much of a negative defensively?
That's what do you got Curry?
I'm thinking on stages. I think between 13, 14, maybe even 15. But from like 17, 18 onward, no. So like, if depending on which version of Curry, like if you want to argue 2021, I think 2021 could go toe to toe with a lot of years from Kobe. I truly believe that, actually.
Okay.
I really do. I really believe that.
Y'all heard it here first. He has Curry over Kobe.
Relative to the era, right? For Kobe's era, isn't he a 10? I don't get how he's not.
A defense?
Oh no, not defense. Offense.
Oh no.
Who else was doing what he was doing?
I think Nash was a 10.
Oh no!
Oh my god!
Yes.
You put Kobe in that system, bro. Come on, bro.
What? You put Kobe in what what system?
If you pair Mike,
this is so nasty, bro.
You think Kobe is good enough as a passer and playmaker?
Kobe is a 10 on offense. Yes, he is.
No, he's at least a 9, 9.5. I mean, at least a 9.
Bro.
If you want to say,
I can understand pushback on teams.
If you want to say 9, but
what are we doing right now?
Wait. So you got Nash as a better offensive player than Kobe Bryant?
Yes.
This is
yes.
Yeah, that's nasty work. Clip it.
Wait, I've said that. I've said that several times.
Oh, that's fine.
When Jokic was 5th, when I said Jokic was 5th, I was.
Yeah, you said he passed Nash.
Yeah, I said I passed. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I've said it.
But how much of a negative was Nash defensively to where you wouldn't say Nash was the best player?
I was just about to ask that.
I think Nash was probably like a 4-3 defensively, or 3.
And what is Jokic?
Let me ask my follow-up.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I think Jokic right now is probably closer to averaging. I think y'all realize.
What would Nash have to have been defensively for you to say he was the best player in the world?
Oh man,
like a 6 or 7, I guess.
But you said Kobe was a 7.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the gap between a 6 and a 7.5, I think that's a noticeable
gap. That makes the gap between an 8.5 and a 10.
Right.
Yes, because I think an 8.5 to a 10. I think an 8.5 to a 10 is a substantial gap.
Yeah, I agree.
We agree.
I'm saying Nash doesn't need to be a 7 defensively based on the.
If he's a 10 offensively,
since he's transcended offensively.
I see what you're saying. If
so he only needs to be like a 5.
If Nash was needed to be an average, okay, yeah, maybe
like 5.5, 5, 6, like that.
So if Nash was an average defender, he would have been the best player in the world.
I think so. Yes.
Okay.
Interesting.
5 to 6. Yes.
Interesting. Shout out to Steve Nash.
Shout out to Steve Nash.
I genuinely believe that he
shout out Mike D'Antoni.
No, wait. Everyone, wait. Let's rewind. Low thought that the gap.
But think about same thing with Garnett. Same thing about Garnett. You about to do it right now, Dub. 3 points.
No.
Understand. Okay.
No, I understand what you're saying.
3 big points though. So 8 to 10 is huge.
Even through your criteria of Nash is a transcendent 10, and the gap between. What you're basically implying is that Nash was such a clearly better offensive player than Kobe Bryant. If the gap between the 3-point gap, on top of that, the new gap of being a 10 that you have from
right
now, the gap is even wider than a 3-point gap in which you insinuated, bro.
Yes, if I believe that, let's say if somebody's a 4 defensively and another person is a 6 defensively or 6.5, the gap between a 4 and a 6.5 is smaller than the gap between an 8.5 to a 10.
I know. So I'm saying you're saying that the gap between Kobe and Nash is that fucking wide.
Offensively?
Yes. Yeah, I'm not with you, bro. That's nasty as hell, bro.
Yes.
I don't get that logic. I can't get that, and that's why. And that's another thing why somewhat to me that winning matters. If you put Nash on that Laker team, they're not winning a championship. Kobe on that team.
The roster is not constructed for Nash to win on that.
I understand what you're saying, but Kobe is just a better player.
I'm not saying what. I'm not saying he's not.
So, but by your logic, but by your number points system, you're saying Nash at his peak is the better player, right?
No, they asked me how much better of a defender he would have to be. That's what they asked me.
To be the best player.
Yeah, that's when they be better than Kobe. Yes, that's what they asked.
So
me.
you saying? Okay.
I'm saying defensively, he bleeds too much value.
Okay. My fault.
And the chat wants to know why.
But like here's another example. That's why Kevin Garnett at his peak, even though he was not as good as Kobe offensively, being a 10 defensively from Garnett, he could have been a 6 to 7 offensively. While Kobe is like a 7, a 8, a 7 defensively, and an 8 to 9 offensively. When you're a transcendent.
So let me ask you this:
Why is Kobe
not a 10? Why is Kobe?
Yes, he is.
Wait, what makes him not a 10 in your?
Wait, if Kobe's an 8.5 offensively, what's KD?
What is KD?
An 8.
I think he's a 9.
What?
Wait.
What?
We done here. We are done here. Wait, which version? Which version?
Low. This is kind of reminiscent.
Which version? Which version?
Going to say all the time.
Hold on, I listen.
If you say OKC,
oh my god,
still done.
He's like an 8. He's like an 8.
We are done.
Golden State. No, he is close to like an 8.5. He is without a.
So you think KD's a better offensive?
I think Kobe. I think KD with the Golden State peak higher as an offensive player than Kobe did. Yes.
You tax that though. You consistently tax.
Okay, I don't mind continuing to taxing it, but if you're asking me how he performed at Golden State, I think at his best, yes, he did.
Oh my god,
yes.
That's nasty work, bro. Now you're not providing no context for this stuff.
Yeah, bro. But you said Kobe was a better scorer than KD.
You said Kobe was an offensive player.
Yes, that's me. That's me taxing because of relative to error. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so why are you taxing right now?
Yeah, why all of a sudden it's changing up?
Well, then we're gonna. Okay,
you want to put
you're the one who said it was error dependent.
Yeah, you removing all context and then just saying.
Let me stop and think about it for a second.
And then Kobe, he never played with the cast like that.
Right.
But to be fair,
I said you're being disgusting right now.
Right, you are, bro.
Wait.
Let me.
I ain't seen this jersey behind you, right? Take it down now, bro.
What version? Let me ask a question. What version?
Go get a Golden State KD jersey up there, bro.
You're saying right now.
What version of Kobe that we're talking about? What version? What year?
Bro, we can go from
totality.
Kobe's a 10 on offense.
I don't think he is. I just don't think he is.
Look. And this is we judge.
He's not a 10 offense.
No. We judge players differently.
No,
here go KD. Here come Aisha.
And I'm fine with that. I am real talk. I am.
Kobe's the better scorer. I just don't think Kobe's a 10.
I'm fine.
I'm fine with that too. I'm fine with
y'all saying that y'all think that Kobe's a 10 offensively because y'all may value scoring more or noticeably higher than what you call it.
You know that. You know.
Yes, but I think as a scorer from Nash, especially when he goes into the postseason. It's nowhere near as bad as y'all making it out. It's just not. It's not.
Oh no. Nash wasn't a bad scorer in the postseason. At times,
well, especially of the version of Nash I'm referring to. I'm really referring to last year to maybe a Dallas up until like.
But the same way you taxed KD, the same thing you put in context with KD playing with the Golden State Warriors, like you not taxing Nash at all for being with Mike D'Antoni.
No, because even Mike D'Antoni's other players, and they've never been that efficient. They've never been that transcendent as a passer and playmaker. Even when Stoudemire was hurt, the way that he was still able to manipulate defenses without having somebody running to the basket, he still kept up his efficiency. No, it's not.
Sure.
That's like me taxing Kobe because he played in a triangle offense, and the way that the spacing and player movement and positioning of everybody was way more advanced than every other system that was being ran at that time. Correct? Correct?
That's
correct.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. But you know Mike D'Antoni and his offense, in terms of his offense and the sets he was running, bro.
Wait, real talk.
But the thing is,
and I don't think that. And you said crazy. You said, wait. The same man that told me a week ago that, the triangle offense didn't create easy looks for Kobe Bryant like that. Maybe easy for Kobe, but these weren't like efficient shots for them.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie. 2001, that was
easier. Two different things.
Efficient then. Efficient.
So
they weren't.
Low.
Why you taxing Kobe?
Because wait. Let me answer. Because even if I were to inflate Kobe or adjust it or put into the context of what it was in contrast to Nash, I still don't think it would come close to the level of efficiency Nash was scoring at that time. It just doesn't.
But Nash didn't have the volume.
When the postseason started and the volume came, it was very clearly seen that if need be, the volume could be provided while still retaining a lot of that efficiency as well. The same argument we just had about Jokic. If you think because Embiid was scoring 10 more points and the volume wasn't there, that you thought that there was a significant gap in scoring.
What makes Jokic though is the fact that he does, in fact, first off, he still reaches a level of volume that Steve Nash never met. So I don't even know why that's the argument. But he rose to that level of volume and was that consistent. But that's what makes Jokic the anomaly. There's not that many offensive play like Steve Curry's shooting, for example, his greatest attribute. It doesn't maintain his regular season averages. It doesn't.
Flips, right.
He shoots worse in the playoff. As great of a shooter as Steph is, he does.
Jokic shot worse this year in the postseason as well. Jokic was 70 in the regular season. He was like 63, 64, something like that this year.
What did he just shot in the finals?
Bro, they both was crazy at
66. We're all talking about. Yeah, you're not. I think he went like 65 in the finals. He wasn't.
Yeah,
he wasn't
70. Both the guys are highly efficient in playoffs.
But Steve Nash wasn't high volume like that.
When the
postseason, especially when the postseason began, if you looked at Steve Nash in the regular season and thought that was an identification of the type of volume that he can provide on relatively similar efficiency, that's just incorrect. Because again, Jokic was flirting around 24 this season while other players were like clearing 30. That doesn't mean that the gap between them in scoring is as significant, especially when we get to the postseason and the volume increases and the efficiency doesn't drop as significant as one would believe it needed to be for you to alter your opinion about him scoring wise.
Below. Like Steve Nash, his scoring production did uptick in the postseason, not by a crazy margin. It was like 2 shots, bro. Besides like one postseason. I know one postseason went crazy. I forget. But it's like 2 shots on the majority.
What is he going up to? Is what I'm like. What is he going up to?
He wasn't a 25 point per game scorer in the postseason.
No, I'm not saying he's 20. But I mean, Jokic wasn't 33 point per game this season. He wasn't that. He wasn't what Embiid was doing in the regular season. No. But he still increased noticeably. In between 05 to 07, I'm about to tell you. Between 05
what did
and 07,
Jokic just do in this playoff run?
I'm about to say, what did he go up to this season?
But am I the one defending
Jokic went up 6 points. I don't know why he's not doing this right now. But
did Nash go up?
No,
6?
Nash went up. I'm not saying he had to go exactly the same amount. Nash went up 17.5 basically in the regular season in his first 3 years in Phoenix to then 21. It's basically what a 4 or 5 point uptick.
Wait.
Yeah, but the difference between averaging 21
17,
right, I'm about to say that's the 8 to 10 we're talking about. You just said
I'm not.
One is transcendent, one is just a slump.
I just said it doesn't have to be the same. I didn't say it had to be the same, but also at that time, going up from 17 in the mid 2000s, going from 17 to plus 20 that's definitely a no, because there's only like 7 to 12 players in the NBA at that time who's giving you 20 plus. It's not that many players at that time giving you 20 plus
in the playoffs,
especially in the playoffs.
We have to look that up.
Which years did you use, Lo?
Between
it's not as impressive as what Jokic just did.
Before y'all be like, oh, it's technically 13. The point I'm making is that there's more of the volume now in scoring, especially if it's all relative to era. Finding a player who's a 20 plus point scorer in the 2000s is much more difficult to find one nowadays, right? So being a 20-point scorer on like plus 8, plus 10 true shooting at that time is extraordinarily difficult to find.
Oh,
now again, we can. I'm not saying he's as good as a scorer as Kobe. I'm not saying that. But if the questions was about his scoring, when you make that type of an increase where you're increasing 4 to 5 points from regular season to post, and the efficiency is staying relatively the same.
So you saying there's a lot of players that's doing what Jokic is doing in the playoffs now?
No, that's not what you said at all.
No, I'm not. I'm saying the volume.
You saying Nash did it?
I'm saying being a 20-point scorer in the 2000s on plus 10 true shooting is like
that's
impressive.
Right.
No one's doing that. No one's
it's impressive.
But let me ask you this: what do you value more? Production in regards to comparing players' scoring, production and impact, or versatility?
This is also another conversation I'm mulling over, because me and Mark. Wait, let me say this real quick as well. On 05, Nash went from 60 true shooting in a regular season to 60 in the postseason. He dropped technically 0.2. And the regular season 06, he dropped 2% as well. And these are like well into the 60s. And in 07, he was 65. And that right there was an 8% drop. And 65%, I think, at that stage in NBA history is probably plus 10, plus 11. Like, you're flirting with like ridiculous, what you call it. Okay, so going back to your argument about, not the argument, but the question. All of those years, except for 05, are plus 10. They're plus 8 to plus 10. When you get to that level, it's pretty crazy. Okay, so and to answer that question, this is the ongoing conversation I'm having with myself, and I ask other people because, and this is a Jokic convo. I don't think Jokic will ever lead a team to like a number one or historically great offensive unit, because the way that the Nuggets play offense, it's in a way to maximize counters rather than maximize efficiency. And so because they're more versatile in that way, it makes it easier for them to sustain their efficiency in the postseason, because they have different ways of beating you, but they're never going to max out in terms of efficiency and the way that they produce at all. So that is a conversation where I kind of go back and forth with myself. I do, to be fair, I do.
Low, I'm going to let you know something here, right?
Okay.
You did a lot of nasty work with the numbers here, right?
Right.
Which is why I say going year by year is more of an accurate depiction, right? Because in 05, the year where he had 23 in the playoffs, I remember 05 was the year he faced the Dallas Mavericks and had 30, right? That year does a lot of carrying in terms of his points per game. That one singular series plus a lot of carrying to put him at 23, because the next round he had 23 points in the Western Conference Finals, and the series before he had 15, right? Then every other year outside of that year, Steve Nash does have an uptick in points per game, but it's not by a crazy wide margin. It's not like every single year that I'm looking at right now. So
he switched to just true shooting when he started talking about the other years. He didn't do the volume no more.
And you can never discount the efficiency of Nash. I'm not even trying.
Right.
But the terms of him and his scoring ability, where Real Talk was talking about the volume, Nash is not a guy that consistently has that volume to be put him in these conversations. I'm sorry.
What conversations?
I'm not saying that he's as good as a scorer as
conversation
Kobe.
that he's making. Conversation.
I'm not saying he's as good as a scorer as Kobe. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, and I'll say it again, to find somebody in the NBA at that stage who can give you 20 points per game, period. Let's just stop it right there, period.
Okay.
There's probably like, and I'm guessing here, there's probably like 15 players. 15.
Perfect. And now fun with that. Then to find a guy like what was Kobe was doing, putting in 30
zero.
Yeah.
30.
Okay,
like in the postseason, that's crazy, Lo.
I'm not saying that he's as good as a scorer as Kobe. I'm not saying that, bro.
No. It's fine. I'm not saying, but in terms of ignoring that a part of your equation for Kobe Bryant relative to his own era as well, a 30-point scorer like Kobe was doing, and he was efficient at that. That's damn near irreplaceable. What
is the efficiency in contrast to everyone else?
I mean, oh my God.
For high volume scorers, Kobe was in the upper echelon.
He was still upper echelon. I'm not denying that. But what I'm saying is amongst like 25 point per game scores.
So what would you rather?
Plus 3 plus. This is the I would rather have, if you want to say the value of Kobe scoring, the gap that 8, let's say the 8-point gap, the 8 to 10 point gap, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're saying if you value that 8 to 10 point gap, even if the efficiency difference is like an 8% difference, and even though one is a noticeably better passer and playmaker as well, if you're saying off of just sheer scoring volume alone, that's what you're valuing, that's fine. I'm taking the fact that at that time, a 20-point score, period, is hard to come by, let alone the one that's like 8 to 10% above league average, let alone also being the best passer and playmaker in the NBA. That's what I'm saying.
Stay there. And what I'm going to tell you, your main point about Kobe and his offensive value, you gave this motherfucker a 7. And by your own admission, what you're telling me is Kobe Bryant. Not even. Kobe Bryant being an above average efficiency-wise for volume scores, being a top tier of efficiency, being a 30-point per game scorer in that time frame as well. And don't discount Kobe was a good passer at that time, so he did have passing value, and his playmaking was great as well. There's no way you could call that man a 7 relative to his own era. He at least needs to be a 9.
He called him an 8.
Not even an 8. He needs to be a 9. 30-point per game. Efficient scorer in the 2000s.
I think you're still missing the point. Even if he's a 9, there's still a noticeable gap between a 9 and a 10.
No. I'm not arguing that point. I'm arguing the point you gave this motherfucker a 7.
Okay,
bro.
This is all fluid. If
he gave him an 8, bro. I never said 8.5.
7 anyway. Yeah, I said.
He never said 7.
I don't know where you.
He said defense was a 7.
Defense was a 7.5. Yeah.
I could rewind the tape, and when I said give Kobe an 8 offensively, what did you say? Oh, it's more like a 7. We could rewind it, chat. Okay, right, let's expose Legend of Line.
If you wanna make the argument, I guess this is a fluid conversation.
Can I ask my question now? Or are you still gonna argue about Nash and Kobe?
I don't know. He's arguing the difference in numbers of a question that's being asked on the spot instead of having.
I think Kobe should be a 10 because that value of a volume scorer who's efficient, 30 points per game. On top of that, having a passing, the passing that he does as well for his team, especially in the postseason, the way he translates it. There's no way you could say that he's not a 10.
I think we're falling more into the disagreement of the actual numbers instead of the rationale that's being explained.
That's what I'm saying.
Whether or not we agree with the numbers, I mean, that's
boring, bro. Jeez.
No, that's right. That's right. I just want to know where peak Kawhi Leonard falls on this scale on both sides.
Peak? What is his peak? What are you saying, Toronto?
That's up to you to determine. Whatever you view as his most valuable, where does he fall on offense and defense?
Clippers defense, I think he's an 8. Offense, 8.5. Overall offense, 8.5. Yeah.
In the playoffs?
No, okay. I'm taking both regular season and playoffs, but in the playoffs, it goes to a 9.
Okay, I was about to say.
At his peak, he's not the same defender that he once was.
Yeah, like
correct.
You could somehow put 2017 Kawhi with 2022, 2021 Kawhi, that's like a 10 defensively and a 9 offensively in the playoffs.
I say 8 and 8. What, he can be 8 and 8 or 8 and 9 or 8.5. No. I'm saying both on both sides. One is an 8. The offense and defense is like probably like an 8 to 8.
Yeah, my second question was going to be: can wings be a 10 defensively?
Yes.
See, and that's the other thing I thought about.
Defensively, also, yeah.
That's what Kawhi at his peak was a 10.
Was Scotty?
It really was.
Scotty, you can argue Scotty at his peak.
Scotty was a
10. I think
LeBron to me is closer to a 10 than Kawhi.
I think
that's fair.
Right. I agree with that, Mars.
I think LeBron also was a 10.
I think LeBron was a 10. Wait, so LeBron was a 10 on both sides?
At his peak, I don't think it was a 10.
They didn't peak at the same time.
Yes,
offense was later, and I agree. That's why I value. But LeBron has peaked at a 10 on both sides.
Yeah,
is he the only player?
He was a transcendent defender.
Was MJ ever a 10?
Yeah, is he the only player to ever peak at a 10 on both sides?
No, MJ was like a 9.
9 defensively, sure.
So would your GOAT be LeBron James?
He didn't do it at the same time, though, Dub.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
Who is your GOAT?
You're not hearing, huh? You're not hearing today.
No.
Dub is so quick to try to get I got you. Instead of having a real conversation. Instead of having a real conversation. Instead of having a real convo.
I thought you said yes to LeBron. I thought you said
you got Jordan the GOAT.
What was LeBron offensively in Miami?
As of now.
Okay.
What was LeBron offensively in Miami?
I guess a 9. Or if I'm not really thinking about it, probably a 9.
And then MJ, like when he was on his peak, is like 10 and 9, just
10.
Around
10.
Yeah,
10.
Interesting.
I don't think Jordan was a 10 defensively.
He wasn't a 10.
Jordan wasn't a
10 offensively.
Whoever thinks Jordan was a 10 defensively, what years do you think Jordan was a 10 defensively?
No, I don't think no one said 10 defensively.
Oh, okay.
So
let me ask you this.
Offensively, yes.
Offensively, yeah, that's what he meant.
Without a doubt. But then defensively, you say he was an 8. right?
I said 9. I say 9.
No, low.
I said 9.
You said 9 for MJ's defense?
Yes.
Okay.
What more did he have to work on?
Dubby trying to catch somebody slipping, boy.
I'm just asking, bro.
What more?
Dub walking around the block with a ski mask on and a Glock in his pants, trying to catch somebody lacking.
To Mars, I'm trying to figure out if there is anyone who has 10 years of 10 on both sides.
What did MJ have to do more defensively to become a 10?
I just don't think at that stage in NBA history, it's hard to provide 10 level value as a wing.
And at times, some of his like, how much do you take into account like tendencies and also, and other intangibles like communication, motor, in regards to some of these conversations as well?
That is also true. At his absolute best, I don't think he had 10 level tendencies. I don't think he was as good as a communicator as a lot of other players. Nor do I think he gambled a lot at his
relative to era in that time.
Yeah.
Communication is communication.
Yeah,
relative
communication to the era.
but Mark, let me ask you a question.
Guys couldn't talk that good back then, bro. They wasn't talking the same.
When you compare scores all time to another, what do you rank? What do you think is more valuable, production and impact, or versatility?
Production and impact from Mars, right?
Oh, was he asking me?
Yeah.
Oh, my fault.
Oh, get on him, guys. Get on him.
What the fuck?
I'm playing.
Dub is real nasty today, boy.
Production impact is like the first like go to. That's why I would look at first. Then versatility comes later.
FYF, you taking that? I mean, not that, but Sturdy, you taking that debate from yesterday and bring it up today?
Me and Tyson was on FYF, and we was at a crossroads.
Kobe is an 8.
Yeah, we was at a crossroads.
He said 7. Y'all had to talk him up to the 8.5.
Bro, real talk, he's still really good. Bird offensively.
Basically, it's like it was crossroads of criteria in regards like when most people describe compare scoring. They try to they put versatility. They put versatility as the highest hierarchy, and then opposed to production impact. So basically, people were saying Melo was a better scorer than LeBron. Kyrie's a better scorer than LeBron as well. Like that was conversation like that, and then we came at a disagreement where production and impact will always be over versatility, in my opinion, because simplistically in sports, if you can't stop the first move, what stopped me from going to that move over and over and over again? You know what I'm saying? So you have a player like Shaq, who was not necessarily the most versatile scorer, but what he did in terms of his interior presence, post scoring, and offensive rebounding and whatnot, he didn't need to add versatility to his game.
But what happened? But the only thing I push back to that is, and this is the reason why I asked Mars and them. You said what happens if you stop it, and Shaq is an anomaly to where you can.
It didn't get
ask
stopped.
that question.
Yeah. It didn't get stopped.
But what happens when it actually does get stopped, and now your offensive production that was probably peaking all-time highs now gets stopped to like average production. So like a Giannis or like Mike D'Antoni offenses, as Dub likes to say.
But that's why I think they correlate. They
correlate. That's what I was going to say. In Lamont's defense,
often leads to your production and impact because it's hard. If you have so many tools, it's hard to take away every single one.
Right.
So they
the greatest producers with the greatest impact are versatile. That's what Lamont was saying. Yeah, that that doesn't mean if you're more versatile you produce more, but more often than not, the people who produce more are more versatile. Right. I agree with that.
Correct.
I think that's
you can
outliers.
average 30 with Shaq. You can average 30 without Shaq.
That's not what they're talking about.
That's not. But like Shaq's an outlier. You could argue LeBron's somewhat of an outlier. But for the most part, the most productive and impactful scorers are versatile. MJ, Kobe, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and then like even Dirk Nowitzki, like those guys are all versatile. But I'm not gonna say you're better because you're more versatile, but your versatility does lead to you producing and impacting the floor more.
Right.
So they correlate.
Lo, where do you rank Larry Bird on that scale from 1 to 10?
Probably a 2 on both sides.
Yeah, definitely. Oh my! Shut up, though.
Stop. Please not again.
If you want me to get nasty, you want to get nasty.
Please.
I want to hear
where
it
do you
after
have
you answer that
Johnson
question. I want to
offensively?
hear it. I do want to hear it.
I think that offensively, Bird is probably like, if I'm just spitballing, I know niggas gonna be like, got this nigga. Say the word, say the number.
No more.
He's probably also like let's just say a 9 offensively.
Higher than Kobe.
Yo, real talk is mad.
Nigga, how?
You're cooking yourself, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not. No one's even trying, bro.
Yeah, he's probably a 8.5 to 9 offensively. And
so
then,
you're saying you value playmaking like way more?
No, I'm asking for like since
scoring.
Because Low kept it for the career for the whole time, so I want to keep it consistent for his career.
Well, not career, basically like the prime, like when we speak of these players. What am I speaking to?
Right.
For LeBron, like player like a LeBron, we have to like look at 2 different stretches of his career, but for the most part, yeah. And defensively, yeah, I think it's like a 5 or a 6.
Relative to his own era.
Yeah, I don't think like the things that he was doing defensively wasn't as impactful as people try to make it out.
The same as Magic, though.
Yeah, I was about to ask. So Magic.
I think Magic is like 5 to 4 though.
Who's the better offensive player, Kobe or James Harden?
I
think James Harden is also in this same round. Yeah. Because the biggest reason why it has a lot to just do with Harden, just the way that he used to drop in the post, or still does drop in the postseason, is pretty nasty. Actually, I can't. But real talk. If Harden went into the postseason and was still putting up like 30 and 9 on like +8 true shooting,
see, that's facts.
Oh yeah, I mean,
nigga,
Harden was wilding in the
Yeah. Them regular seasons are crazy.
I got a question for you. Top in MJ in his prime.
Real talk.
No, because that's not how I judge. Like to me, I don't like Harden's approach to basketball to begin. Like I don't like I never loved Houston Harden. Well, I liked when he first got here and he had a little mid-range game, but with Kevin McHale. But that whole I'm shooting nothing but threes or doing nothing but getting trying to get a layup or to the free throw line. I never liked that game.
I have a question.
You know what's crazy though for its time,
which is part of the reason why he would have the drops, because and he's normal just like everybody else. Usually 3-point shooting gets worse in postseason runs.
His drops are pretty nasty though.
And he's not getting the calls. He's not getting the volume at the free throw line.
Getting robbed of calls, by the way. He used to just be getting
fouled. The Warriors used to foul him for sure. That's a whole nother.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, but
Harden would actually surprisingly play well against the Warriors, though. For the most part,
I want to know where you have Luka.
Somebody asked that Luka.
Yeah.
First 3 years, just off the thinking about it, probably like a 9 offensively, and then.
So he's better than Kobe offensively.
Probably.
Oh my God. But is that levels within 10?
What the fuck is this?
Say it again. Are there levels within 10?
Yeah, like we're saying Hakeem's a 10 defensively, but we're also saying Ben Wallace is a 10 defensively.
That's the other problem I have as well, because like I would have to at his best say Ben Wallace is probably a 10 defensively, but I still don't think he's a better defender than Hakeem, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of
need 11 and 12.
So then that was the other thing. What if I just make another realm?
Some people transcend the
ranking.
Like Steph Curry being a 10 shooter seems like you're doing him a disservice, in my opinion.
He's a 12.
I thought about I thought about
Steph
that.
Curry's a 10 as a shooter. No one else can be a 10. In my opinion.
Right, exactly.
Or he has to be above a 10.
That's right.
So he literally transcends the graph.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he would have to be like a 13.
off the Richter scale.
All right, so if I do that, then
let's do this. I want to.
So then Kobe's a 9.5. But Jokic and Nash, they transcend the graph. I think.
They're 12. They're 12.
Yo,
11s at least.
Low. Speaking of transcendence, right? How much do you take
I don't care, Dub. I don't care.
How much do you take? How much you take
It's
transcendence?
flat out ridiculous.
How
It's
much you factor
ridiculous how we're
transcendence?
talking about basketball right now.
Yo, real talk
It's
is
absolutely ridiculous. This made up ass scale we dealing with right now. But y'all
Hold on, real quick.
Go ahead.
Real quick.
How much do you factor? Like transcendence. Like what is Shaq at his
like
peak?
there, I that's the point of this. Like to kind of to try to get an understanding of how valuable someone is at when they start to transcend at certain points, to really get an understanding of how valuable that is, and also like the value of the difference of what it means to be like an 8 versus like a 10. But yeah, when you start to transcend,
he missed that part.
That means like But if you start to transcend, like long story short, you can be giving me borderline nothing on the other side of the floor, and I feel like I could basically still win basketball games because you are transcendent in that aspect.
Wait, so this is for mostly peaks then? It's not for like the
right now.
You feel like at they very
I don't think anyone transcends the side of the ball for their whole career besides
Right.
And
that's why he's top 5. And that's why he's top 5.
Nigga, I'm not saying
Ooh,
I'm saying
Magic.
Bill Russell. Hell no.
He's saying Magic was in his top 5.
Real quick, low, real quick.
You know what? Yes. 13 teams.
Low. That's not what I was
per colony.
Yo, real talk. Hold on, bro.
Got a pan behind.
Oh, let Kevin get off.
That's not what I was saying. I'm saying I understand it, but I'm saying, are you only like using this for their peaks? Or are you using like the scale for the entirety of their career? Like in the general like question.
I guess I'm moving it more like their prime. I'm not
prime.
Like when we speak of these players, what versions are we speaking about? Again, like LeBron, it's slightly different because like he's at a point now where you can legitimately pick like 2 stages of his career and kind of gauge him off of that as a player. But when we speak about these players, we're basically talking about like the best like 7 to 10 year stretches of these players. That's what I'm referring to.
Let's break it down even further, low, real quick.
Look at Take a little
dive. 7
to 10 years. Oh, wow. So technically, what that means is
I guess we can't fact check here.
Hold on. So you got Steve Nash offensively this 10 and Kobe 8.5. Now let's break it down into scoring and playmaking. What do you have just scoring from 1 to 10? What do you have, Steve Nash?
This is crazy. Well, scoring, I think Kobe's a 10 scorer.
Okay, Kobe's a 10 scorer.
Yes.
And what is a playmaker?
Oh, my bad. Okay, off the new transcendent scale. Kobe's a transcendent scorer, dub. He's transcendently great, real talk.
That literally by your logic.
So he's an 11 as a
scorer. Where's Steve Nash scoring?
Yo, low, by your logic, he would have to be a below average playmaker for him to fit your category.
That's why I want to break it down, KB.
But there's more than offense in that. Just FYI. Okay.
More than just playmaking, scoring the offense.
Yeah, it is, but that's the main.
That's why I didn't like the scale, but I was gonna.
Okay. I see what y'all saying, but I was just trying to break it down somewhat.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. But yeah, okay, as a scorer, I think Nash is probably like an 8 to a 9.
Low,
8 to a 9. And playmaking's a 10, right?
It's not an 8 to a 9, bro.
Rewind that. What?
He's a 7.
If Steve Nash has a case to be a 9 as a scorer,
right.
8 said 8 to a 9, so he has a case to be a 9. Okay, 8.5. What's Jokic as a scorer?
Ooh, I think Jokic is like a 9 to 10. I think he's like 9.5. I'm actually really high.
Wait.
So you think Steve Nash is on the level scoring as Jokic?
Calm down.
No.
Do you not understand the gap between? Yeah, you don't understand the gap that is between like
what's
8.5 and 9.5.
What's Embiid scoring?
I'm not that high on
playoff
because of playoff translation. Because of playoff translation, yeah.
So Nash and Embiid's just similar, 8.5.
That's nasty.
It's hard because he's always hurting. I don't know. It's hard. I don't know. It's really hard.
8.5.
I don't see
Tracy McGrady.
Who fucking knows?
Oh my God! Fuck! Stop.
Is Nash a better scorer than Tracy McGrady?
That playoff translator?
Is Nash a better scorer than T-Mac?
Oh boy.
No.
We need the clips.
Yeah, I know, but this is not even a question.
This is so bad, bro.
Let me ask this question. Are you gonna give me shooting next, or is it just scoring? Is scoring and shooting all on?
What category?
But it's short scoring and shooting in the same category.
Yes,
that's just saying. Okay,
the same.
I'll say also 8.5.
So Nash and T-Mac borderline equal scorers.
Yes, I think they are. Yes.
Wait.
You're welcome. Thank you, Mars. I did this.
That's right. Thank you, Todd, for setting up on the I did
because I don't. The translation in the postseason is just not enough for me. It's just not enough.
So Jokic and Dirk are same score here?
From a sample size standpoint, or from how well he played?
What do you mean? Oh no, I think both, almost both. Because Orlando, how many great scoring seasons in Orlando the postseason do you have?
TikTok low in the building.
2?
Not too much.
2?
Maybe. Yeah, I was about to say.
I don't know. 2, maybe. 2 or 3.
And in Houston, it might genuinely be 1.
Houston. Melo scoring. Melo scoring. Melo scoring. What is Melo?
He had an inefficient 30 in his first year in Orlando.
Yeah, I'm about to say a lot of this stuff. Okay, Melo scoring.
02 and 03 is really all T-Max.
And if we're being honest, if in that one of those postseasons, I think it's Detroit. He started out that series.
Yeah, it was great for
amazing. And so this kind of goes to the versatility production. He got stopped and did not have enough counters to keep up with what he was doing just because they put another player on him. And he got genuinely shut down for the remainder of the series.
Is Nash a better scorer than Allen Iverson?
Oh my God!
You already know how I feel about that. Yeah.
Say it.
I think Nash is also. I think Iverson like an 8. 8. I'll just say 8.
That's bullshit.
Nash is the best than AI.
Say it.
If I had to say anything, I'll say yeah.
So say it.
Yes, Nash is a better scorer than AI.
Thank you.
Especially at their best, yes, I do think.
Say why real quick. Say why real quick.
I think the lack of I think the volume that Iverson provides does not make up for the historically great efficiency that I'm getting from Nash, and I think also Nash can just score in more ways around the court than Iverson could.
I gotta read super chats off real fast, so give me a second, fellas. Bro doesn't know the big YRG step up press. Who the hell press him low?
Facts. I'm gonna press this nigga, bro. Ray in the house, bro.
Oh, your Rage step up. That's what they said.
Yeah. YRG in the house.
Your Raj.
Your Raj
is
crazy.
My friend was trying to convince me that Melo is better than Kawhi. I don't think Melo does anything better than Kawhi. Am I missing something?
Yes, your friends on drugs.
Triple threat.
Your friends on drugs. Check on him.
Triple threat.
Kawhi's not better than Melo in the triple threat.
Mars, if we're going to be genuine, I'm going to ask you a lot of those same questions you just asked me.
Once the camera's off, sure.
Get ready. Give me one. I
gotta read it all fast.
That profile picture is insane.
Unless you shoot like Seth, dribble like Kai, finish like Mike/Braun, pass like Magic, footwork like Hakeem, etc., there is no such thing as a 10 as a player.
Okay.
Theoretically, who is better in a playoff setting, Drew or Garland? Drew is a great defender, but is horrendous on offense. Garland is a terrible defender, but is a great playmaker who has scoring concern because of bad rim finish.
Right now, Drew.
Yeah, I'm just don't like Drew in his secondary scoring role, which
I wouldn't say he's horrendous. I wouldn't say he's horrendous.
Garland, like he said, still has his inconsistencies offensively. You know what you're getting out of Drew defensively, night in and night out. So I think I'll take Drew.
Word. How many teams can pull Jokic out besides Golden State?
Take that jersey down, nigga.
Portland did it. The Suns were able to do it.
Yo, Real Talk is so close to his mic.
Celtics can do it.
Boston could do it.
Mavs can do it if they make the playoffs.
I think Philly could
Mavs
do it.
can do it?
Mavs can do it. Yes. What?
Yeah, Luka's putting Jokic out.
Luka and Kyrie. Were you kidding me?
Philly would get Jokic out of paint.
Oh, you still?
They wouldn't need to. They wouldn't need to because Embiid would just cook him.
Well, on a new coaching with the Bucks, the Bucks have to do it.
This guy's hilarious.
How many teams can? Oh, my bad. Hold on. This is the real PC madness out of. Shout out to PC off season.
What in the world?
This is the real.
PC still read at a second grade level.
Ain't no way low getting.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Wait, ain't that the nigga that think Jalen? Never mind. Actually,
that's B Smooth. Yeah.
Never mind.
Bro. So what's CP3 then? Shaking my head. Best in the lobby.
B Smooth said Lowe's getting cooked.
Yeah, that's hella ironic. I'm not.
Lo, how does Giannis go from the best player in the world to one of the three?
No, that's how bad that Kobe take was. Is that even B
80.
Smooth, dude?
To 80 might be better.
It's called recency bias.
It's a good question.
It's called I got more evidence.
Cool.
All right.
Production over versatility is also why Giannis is over AD.
Well, if you're in, scoring like yes, no one's arguing Giannis is a worse scorer than AD. I
know, because especially AD he's Jesus Christ, that production.
Got you. Low down 3-1 against Mars. When's the comeback?
When did he get a game?
Oh, wow. you know what's crazy about Mars? We're gonna end this stream, and a lot of things I said he's gonna agree with. Look at him smiling. That nigga's nasty, bro.
He just wants to be a low merchant. That's all. The Jokic scale is blasphemy, egregious, and appalling. Why?
Yeah, that Kobe shit is gonna piss a lot of people off, I guess.
I appreciate you guys for being here. Like the video, subscribe, and be ready. And be ready for tomorrow. Be ready for tomorrow for the Low versus Mars basketball reference trivia.
Basketball reference trivia is crazy.
Wait, so we get to see serious Mars drawings?
No. This is a trivia. I'm asking them questions, and we're gonna see who gets the most correct. Put y'all money on Mars or Low. Let me know in the chat who y'all got. See y'all tomorrow, bro. Peace.
And yeah, I was right in 05.